All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Owensville High School Gymnasium, where the Owensville Dutchmen basketball team will be taking on the Dixon Bulldogs for a makeup game. We're about 16 minutes from start time here. I've got a few things that I've got to do still to get set up, but first I always like to get the broadcast going right before the game starts so that way people can jump in here. We have, obviously, as you can see on the board here, 15 more minutes until game time, and as the game actually starts, JV will play first as they will be playing just one half tonight, just one half in the JV game, and then the varsity game will be a full game. So first thing I need to do is, like I said, I got to get some cameras set up. I've got some new students helping me tonight that have not helped before. We're very, very excited to have their help, and I'll be excited to mention them throughout the evening. As I said before, this is a makeup game. This was not originally on the schedule, and we are very excited to be able to do it. There was some games that got canceled due to the snowy weather that we had, and we are now in the process of making up some of those games. And I want to say a big shout out and thanks to Foxborough Plastic Products in Gerald, as they are the sponsor for the game tonight. So thank you to Foxborough Plastic Products. We're very thankful and gracious for the support, as we can't do all the things that we do in TV studio without the help of the community. So our broadcasts are what they are today in large part because of all the help that we do get in our community. So Foxborough Plastics, thank you very much. We are very, very grateful. I'm going to pause my mic for just a second as I finish setting some things up here, and then I will be back very briefly. Looks like we got a couple people jumped in already. Right, you see a giant Foxborough Plastic Products logo pop up on your screen. That was planned. Got to get this down here by our subscriber count. Again, thank you to Foxborough Plastics for the sponsorship of tonight's basketball game. I'm going to help the guy that's running the scoreboard for us, and I'll be right back. So during this time, just keep the viewers entertained. If you want, you can zoom in on players, kind of zoom around the gym. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Just show them around the gym. So if you just want to zoom around the room, that would be cool. All right, Mr. Jonathan Hilburn is going to zoom around the gym for you guys here as we're finalizing getting set up. If you don't hear anything on the mics, that's okay. That is because we actually don't have anybody on the mic for a few moments here as we get started. right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back in action here as we are in the gymnasium here at OHS. And give a good shout out again to Foxborough Plastics for sponsoring this broadcast. Tonight, these JV Dutchmen will play one half against the visiting Dixon Bulldogs. I need to run down still and get a roster for each of these so I can pop out some of those names of the players from Dixon that made the travel. Very thankful for them making the travel. I know this is a rescheduled game, as I mentioned earlier. We are happy to host. In the meantime, I'm still getting a few things popped up here on the broadcast so we can use them this evening. So if you see some things pop up, it is totally planned, not accidental. You'll see those things pop up periodically here. So I will be back momentarily.
Legends Bank is proud to be a part of this community. Legends Bank believes in supporting education and are proud supporters
on screen right now, you're seeing our Legends Bank ad, so we will run this at some point throughout this evening. Features
big changes.
Local business
Legends Bank offers many financial tools,
also
loans for a home, car, business,
sponsor
real
the
estate,
scoreboard here in the
or
gymnasium.
agriculture, and offers services just like the National Bank, such as online banking through legendsbk.com, our mobile app, or in person, because we love to still see you at the bank. Legends Bank, your town, your bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, next up I'm going to be adding some boys basketball highlights here. First highlights that you'll see pop up on screen are from these Dutchmen basketball players in their game against Fatima this season. First home game of the year was a thrilling victory, come from behind win. Get the fall.
It's off again. Chase comes up with the board.
Yes!
And it's in. Coach Kemp is our resident
let's go.
Giant.
Yes!
I think I've already asked this, but
Get
basketball.
Oh, yeah, good.
Nice job
There. Swinging to Jansen.
Jansen puts it up.
Yes!
The third one of the night comes down. Zayden's coming across. Oh, Chase up the middle.
Yes!
And it comes down.
So do you think that was an adjustment they made because of...
Oh, let's go,
he's coming
Chase.
up with it.
Oh, yeah, good
Zane's
find. Yes, sir.
I heard that hand.
Not that I forgot the long thing.
I think the most frustrating
running
part
Just for a nice little buttery finish.
Ooh.
Just a little too strong there for
Eli coming
Eli.
up. Brady puts it back
Brady
up.
with the
Brady
pick.
drains it.
the main thing, though, is that the defender has
He
that
goes
ball
up,
to-
and he drains it. Names, they still get me.
Oh, that might call that a charge.
Ooh, Chase coming out with it. He's going up again.
Go for it.
Yes, he drains it. Oh, back
Good
out to
find.
Chase.
Come on,
Keegan in the corner.
For two.
And it's-
Jumbotron sometimes instead of
Oh,
like the
yeah.
actual game. Oh, good cut.
Yes.
Good.
Good finish by Brady.
Brady to EG. EG puts it up, and it's
There we go.
down. This is a one-point game back here. And
We're starting to get a little post penetration.
Brady to EG. EG puts it up, and it's down. This is a 1 to 25.
Yes, sir. Charge.
Out to Brady. Brady back out to Chase. Chase puts it up.
Three.
Kind of double ball, leaving EG open in the
yes!
post.
And
It's
one.
really nuts here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my! Yeah! Yes!
With 4 seconds left, Keegan Glauser
Taking a 2-point.
No, he didn't
short
get it!
Get the
That's
ball.
game! Whoa, what is this?
Yes. Intentional foul. Intentional foul. That means you get the ball.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the highlights versus the Fatima game. I got my cameraman up here. Jonathan, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pan to this camera right here. So, Jonathan, this is Jonathan Hilburn. Give the camera a nice wave. Jonathan is helping us run the camera that you'll see mainly tonight here at the Owensville High School Gymnasium. Jonathan involved with many things here at OHS, including I know you're part of the gaming club,
Yep. Yeah.
and he's done some plays in the past.
Yes. Yeah.
What else do you do this year, Jonathan?
Oh, after school, not a whole lot other than this now.
And then this now. So we're thankful to have Jonathan, a junior here at OHS, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Jonathan will be running that cam tonight. Always like to give you guys a look at the people that are helping us out. Jonathan, if you want to get on your camera now and zoom in on Garrett down there at the old scoreboard, we're going to give him some screen time and some love as well. Garrett Schlottick, right, is running the scoreboard that you see here in the gymnasium. Garrett is sitting down there on the laptop, and Garrett is also a junior here at OHS. He has no idea that he's on camera, but he has an earpiece in. I'm going to get him to wave real quick because I got a microphone here. Hey, Garrett, can you hear me? Hey, Garrett, if you could, go ahead and give a wave to us up here because you're on camera right now.
That's not a good sign.
Can you hear me?
I don't think he can.
Oh, he says there's a little bit of static. Give us a wave, Garrett. There we There we go. All right, you can go ahead and zoom out. Go ahead and take the camera to the scoreboard up there so we can show you what he's operating. You saw a commercial here at the beginning. That was a commercial for Legends Bank. They're the ones who supported the purchase of the scoreboard that you see here in the gymnasium with conjunction of the Owensville High School Athletic Booster Club. So thank you to both Legends Bank and also the Athletic Booster Club. You see their names down there at the bottom. Proud sponsors. And I'm going to set up a couple more things real quick. I'm going to go ahead and for those, looks like we have 10 viewers in here already right now. So for those people that are viewing with us already, and maybe you saw earlier, I did run that ad a second ago. I am going to run it one last time as we're talking about the board right now.
Legends Bank is proud to be a part of this community. Legends Bank believes in supporting education and are proud supporters of your Dutchmen and Dutch girls. Your kids are our kids, and we're cheering them on through all of life's big changes. Legends Bank offers many financial tools, loans for a home, car, business, real estate, or agriculture, and offers services just like the National Bank, such as online banking through legendsbk.com, our mobile app, or in person, because we love to still see you at the bank. Legends Bank, your town, your bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back in action here. If you want to go ahead and take the camera back down to our Dutchman basketball players down there on the court, Jonathan. Again, we're getting ready to have JV Dutchman basketball action. On this side of the court, you can see the visiting Dixon Bulldogs as they have traveled for this matchup. Dixon comes in with a record of 15-2 on the season per the Misha website already. Now, they are a class smaller than us. But coming in with a 15-2 record is very, very impressive. Now, I can't speak much to the JV squad, the JV side of things, but obviously this Varsity Dixon squad has come in having a lot of success this year against the teams that they have played. The Dutchmen come in, I believe, with a 5-7 record. I have got to go down and help the gentleman on the scoreboard real quick, so I'm going to throw up one more thing of highlights for you guys from the Dutchmen's game this year against Washington. Now, I will say that there is one highlight from Washington. Washington ended up winning this game against us, but there was a young man on the Washington team who threw up an alley-oop to his teammate and was able to throw one down here in the gymnasium. So as you're watching these highlights, pay attention for that because it was one of the better plays we've seen here in the gym so far.
Able to really get it. Got to get back on defense now, and he gets the swat.
That looked gross, don't
And I apologize. They're actually not. That is not in these.
Dancing with a nice little pull-up here for two.
Unable to get it to him. And we got a good hustle play there by Zayden. Knocked that one away.
Right through the lane, too. That's a
Great pass
That was really good.
from Keegan.
doesn't really like to shoot threes so much so far this game, but he.
Oh, good block there from the Dutchman.
I believe that was Keegan.
Trail by 3 right now.
Yes. Oh, nice. I agree.
But I also understand the good shot there by Keegan. Feels good. And then obviously you start chipping away from there as
Good shot by Keegan.
Keegan gets the.
Oh,
I
nice
do like to
pickoff there
watch
by
softball
Jansen.
on TV. I learn enough from it's not baseball at all. I think anybody that thinks that it's but I think the reason I like high school baseball so much is you're more
Nice finish
likely.
there by Chase. All the time.
You don't know how many good pitches to swing.
Keegan.
Really
Oh, Keegan.
He goes for a while.
Oh
And
my
then
goodness, almost a collision there as the Dutchman gets
off hit by Drake Gower.
good give and go.
Good finish there by Chase.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is I guess they're announcing starting lineups for the JV squad. This is something that we don't normally do. Jonathan, if you could zoom in on the Dixon bench there, they're announcing their players. This is something that we don't normally do for JV games, but I guess tonight is a little bit different for some reason. I'm going to go ahead and leave the mic on loud so you can hear these announcements. I'm going to go help my scoreboard runner real quick, and I will be right back. So I might miss the start of this game, but Jonathan will help you out, and he'll follow the start of the game with the camera. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for that. I am back. Jonathan, if you want, you can zoom in a little bit here. I'll tell you when, right about there. During breaks like this, Jonathan, you can feel free to zoom in on the bench and things like that, because you're our only camera at this time. Garrett, yeah, I can hear you. Garrett, you don't have to play any video at this time, not during the JV game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I see the C team walking in right now for the Owensville Dutchmen. I heard that they just played down at OES and got a win, so congratulations to our Dutchmen C team basketball. As I see Jonathan is zooming in on them. You got Wyatt Bone there in the front, Charlie Katzov, Aaron Budnick, or I guess that was Budnick in the front, and then Wyatt Bone in the orange. And then Gabe Medlock in the back. Now we're back to the action here. We got a turnover real early on. And it looks like the Dutchmen are able to come down with a board after Dixon was able to get a few shots off there. Dutchmen working ahead to Lex Mosler, our foreign exchange student, but the pass is picked off on its way to number 5 for the Dutchmen, which is going to be Mr. Lewis. Dutchmen are going to have to settle it down here. I think both teams are playing a little sloppy here in this early going of this JV game. JV team has been extremely busy this week. This is their 4th day in a row of playing a game, which is why they're only playing a half. So, Jonathan, I think you can go ahead and zoom out just a little bit. There you go, right there. Drew Chapman tries to take it in, and I've got my second camera person here, so I'm going to take my headset off for just a moment and help get them set up. Thank you guys for popping in and viewing. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, I'm back as the Dutchmen are currently down 7-2, as you can see on the scoreboard. Freshman Piper Meyer has just arrived to help with the on-the-floor camera work. You'll see her out on the floor in just a little bit. I'll have Jonathan zoom in so you can see who's helping with the other camera. Dutchmen start to work the basketball up the floor, and it looks like Dixon's playing a bit of a full-court press here. Dutchmen finally break that half court. Bryce Crammy gets the 3 off and bang! Crammy gets the first 3 ball up here for the Dutchmen JV squad as the Dutchmen pull within 5. Going to have to make a few defensive stops here. Pull back into this in the early going. Cohen Brooks guarding at the top of the key. Dixon works it around. I really do dig these Dixon jerseys, though. They got a Chicago Bulls vibe going on with the black, red, and white as they take it in. It was a good take, but Cohen was not able to come down with the board. And Dixon put it back up, unable to get it to go. Dutchmen working it back in. Coach Lay, I hear you. Great to hear you, TA. Dixon Mo is the home of Mrs. Coach Lay and the home of the great summer baseball umpire meltdown. Oh, goodness. Too many good memories, Coach. Thanks for tuning in. Coach Lay was a coach and a teacher here in Owensville for quite a few years. He was actually my baseball coach. We were actually talking some finances literally just within the last hour in our fantasy football group chat. That's how close Coach Lay and I are. So thanks for popping in, Coach. This is a rescheduled game this evening as the Dutchmen have had several had a whole tournament actually canceled because of the snow. As you see Piper Meyer there, she's running the camera that's on the court. Give you a little view of what that looks like. So as more people show up to help, we have more options for cameras, which is always good. More angles that we can bring you guys, the better. As Dixon's able to work it down inside to their big man, get that one to go. As I was saying a minute ago, I really dig these Dixon jerseys for basketball. It's got a real good Chicago Bulls vibe to it. I wonder if they have to fight for who gets 23 as Kylan breaks the full court press and almost had an easy bucket for Wyatt Lewis down low. But Wyatt couldn't gather quick enough to get the shot off. For anybody else who wants to pop in the chat, it looks like we got 27 live viewers right now, which is great. Varsity does start after this one half of JV tonight. Bryce Crammy gets to the line and gets the first free throw to fall. Cuts the Dutchman lead, Dutchman deficit to 6. Little scoreboard operator error there, I think. I think they gave a point to Dixon when it should have gone to Owensville. There they go. They're fixing it. And he gets the second one to go. Bryce Crammy with the last 5 Dutchman basketball points here. Got somebody else popping in the chat. Thank you. Hi, good to see you guys. If you guys want to pop in the chat this evening, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, help us grow our channel. We very much appreciate it. And you'll be able to join in on the chat. We always like to hear from you. If we have any other folks from Dixon, feel free to pop in. Let us know you're watching. And feel free to give us any insight. We like to hear how your guys' team's doing. It looks like the varsity squad's had a very great start to the season. I think they're 15-2 per Misha. I expect to see a great basketball game this evening. Dutchman working down the court. Crammy gets another 3 off. He's got the hot hand right now for the Dutchman, but he can't get that one to go as the Dutchman trail by 5. Again, this is only a half of JV game tonight because the Dutchman squad, this is their 4th day in a row of playing basketball games. So they've had real busy go at it. So, Jonathan, I think you could zoom in a little bit more. It's kind of hard to find. Try to go just a little bit more. Right there, right there, right there. It's kind of hard to find that sweet spot. Jonathan Hilburn working the camera for us right now. It's his first night here helping out on the cameras, and we're very appreciative to have him. My first year as a teacher was in Bell, and Bell and Dixon, I believe, are in the same conference. I remember playing some pretty awesome baseball games against Dixon whenever I was coaching in Bell. Dutchmen are able to get the turnover there as they try to set up here to bring it to a 1-score game. Cohen Brooks gets the 3 off, and he is a little bit short. Dixon comes down with the rebound. I've got another cameraman that just showed up, and I will be right back with you. All right, we just had Mr. Granite Miles pop up. He's a dedicated TV studio helper. He's been helping the program for multiple years now, and he's going to be running another floor cam for us. So we'll have floor cams on both sides of the court. I'm a sucker for the floor cam. I love that angle that you get to see. You can see us up here. I'm waving my hands right now in the very, very background of this. As Pipe, yeah, and there goes Jonathan. Jonathan's waving the other one. And then Granite is actually up here as well, as Dixon does not get that free throw to go. Cohen Brooks brings it up the floor. Comes up short on the take to the rim. Dixon comes back with a rebound. Another Dutchman turnover, or another Dixon turnover Dutchman come up with, and then Dutchman come down the floor and they turn it over as well. Very sloppy first quarter here, honestly. Dixon does get that one to go, and they take a 18-7 lead, and then they pick off the inbound. Oh, man, almost get the buzzer beater to go. Shannon Campeter, thank you guys for streaming the game from Dixon. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. We're always trying to get this pushed out to the other communities, and I try to do the best I can. Here's the thing. Actually, I'll continue this, but I'm going to go ahead and play our ad. Try to play this a few times throughout the evening as Legends Bank has helped our school out a lot, and we want to get the ad out here. So here goes.
Legends Bank is proud to be a part of this community. Legends Bank believes in supporting education and are proud supporters of your Dutchmen and Dutch girls. Your kids are our kids, and we're cheering them on through all of life's big changes. Legends Bank offers many financial tools, loans for a home, car, business, real estate, or agriculture, and offer services just like the National Bank, such as online banking through legendsbk.com, our mobile app, or in person, because we love to still see you at the bank. Legends Bank, your town, your bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to be back in action here. As I was saying before the commercial started up, I always try to push out our broadcast to the opposing team's community so they know that if they can't make the drive that they can make it. But I feel like there's so many things like on Facebook that look like spam every time somebody's trying to say there's a live event. Ours are not spam. Ours are legit. And they are free because we do them through YouTube. So, again, Shannon, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. All right. Henry Womack gets the long three off, and he gets it to go as the Dutchmen pull to within 8 here and get the first points of the second quarter. The second quarter and final quarter tonight of this JV game. I've mentioned it before, but I'll keep mentioning it since it's a little bit unique as we don't normally do this. Great take there by number 0 from Dixon. Gets that to fall to double the Dutchman score, make it 20-10. There at the end of the first quarter, the Dutchmen had trouble just inbounding the ball as Dixon's playing a full court press, and they're about out of time here. They got to break it, and they just did, just in time. Good pass into the lane, but just couldn't handle it there for Wyatt Lewis. Kelly gets foul on his way to the rack. Hill, that's a foul on the floor, so not going to be shooting here. All right. Chapman inbounds it here to our foreign exchange student, Lex Mosler. Colin Brooks had a hot hand the other night. He's number 31 for the Dutchmen. Hit 3 threes in a quarter, actually, as Lex Mosler gets stuffed trying to get to the rack by number 2. Again, probably here after this game is over, I'll run down to the front table and grab a roster so I can know the names of the players from the other school. So Jonathan, once it gets down to this end, let me show you something real quick here. Once it gets down to this end, until it starts moving, you can just leave it sit still. So as we get down here, then we can just leave it here as they make a layup, if that makes sense. I'll do one more for you here, Jonathan, to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So they inbound the ball, following the action. Once the Dutchmen get down here, now I just leave it. You don't have to follow it anymore once it's down there. All right, as the Dutchmen turn it over, foul is called on Drew Chapman, who's a junior here at OHS. I'm going to go ahead and try out a feature. This is our instant replay. Just want to make sure that it's working tonight. This is the last highlight I took of the Dutchman squad. We will use these during the varsity game, and we will use them whenever, that was a Henry Womack 3-ball. So we'll use it during the varsity game. We'll only play the highlights, obviously, during breaks. You guys can't see it on screen right now, but number 2 for Dixon just made another shot under the basket as the Bulldogs here have had a lot of success getting to the rim and then also finishing as Drew Chapman draws the foul. As number 2's pretty springy. He had a couple jumps there, but just couldn't keep from landing on the body of Chapman there a little bit on that second jump. Chapman looks to inbound here. Finds Kelly on the corner. Crammy hit a 3 earlier, and he's got another one as Crammy's got a hot hand tonight for the Dutchmen. Need to do a better job at switching to our floor cams. All right. Dixon gets a 3 off, and they respond. When the Dutchmen gain any ground, the Dixon Bulldogs, they come right back. Chapman unable to get that layup to go. Zero a little bit long on that 3 attempt, as he was the one who made the last 3 ball, I believe. A scramble here. Can't move too much once you're on the floor there. It's been a tough game for Jonathan to follow. Jonathan, I promise you there's not usually this many turnovers and back and forth. Usually it's a little bit more smooth than this. As Zero takes it in, he's been, or not Zero, number 2, has been really good finishing at the rim for these Dixon Bulldogs in this JV matchup. Dutchmen work it around, find Wyatt Lewis at the top of the key, get it out to Drew Chapman Jr. Cohen Brooks gets the 3 off, and he's going to be just off the mark. 2 does a little bit of everything here for the Bulldogs. He comes down and brings the rebound as the Bulldogs set back up. Oh, as Wyatt Lewis gets the steal here, but quickly turned over as they tried to work it up the floor. Got to tip your hat to this this Bulldog squad on JV. They've given these Dutchmen all they can handle. Cohen Brooks with an open 3 attempt, and he does get that one to fall. Brooks, one of the better shooters here on this Dutchman squad. And Dutchmen are going to take a timeout as they trail by 13 here, 29-16, with 2.5 minutes left to go in this first half, which is the only half that they're going to be playing. As we're waiting here, I'm going to go ahead and throw up some highlights from the Dutchmen's first basketball game of the season against the Fatima Comets. It was probably the most exciting game for the Dutchmen this year as they came back and got the win.
It's off again. Chase comes up with the board.
Yes.
And it's in. Coach Kemp is our resident
Let's go.
giant.
Yes.
I think I've already asked this, but
Get in
basketball.
there. Oh, yeah, good.
Nice job,
There. Swinging to Jansen.
Jansen puts it up.
Put it up.
And the third one of the night comes down. Zayden's coming across. Oh, Chase up the middle.
Yes.
And it comes down. Zayden.
So do you think that was an adjustment they made because
Let's go.
Cody's coming up with it.
Oh, yeah, good
Zane's coming
find. Yes, sir.
All right, we are getting ready to be back in action, so I'll cut those highlights off. Like I said, that was probably one of the more exciting games of the year for this varsity Dutchman squad, and definitely the most exciting at home. We've broadcasted every home basketball game here from the Dutchman basketball team so far, and that was a really fun one to be at for sure. And it was their first home game of the year, so it really started things off great. Dutchman still struggling on JV here to inbound the ball as Dixon's got this full court press going. They must come in pretty well rested if they're going to be running the full court. Dutchman, as I said, this is their 4th day in a row of playing a game as they had the Pacific tournament this week and also picked up a game on Tuesday. I cannot remember off the top of my head where they played, but it's been a busy week for Dutchman basketball. C-team has had a few games. Varsity, Bryce Crammy gets another 3 to go here. And now he pulls us to within 10. So whatever Coach Lewis said in that last break must have inspired the boys because the Dutchmen are on a little 6-0 run of their own right now. Let's go ahead and hit that last highlight of that Bryce Crammy 3 ball. Kind of gives it down to Henry. Henry gives it right back. Kylan takes a look. A little shifting around here. Crammy just gets in the corner and gets that 3 off. Be the closest the Dutchmen have been to Dixon for quite a while. ROHS cheerleaders now are here in full support. You might not hear the band right now, and that's because the pep band is not here in the house yet, but as the Dutchmen get into conference play, the band will be here in the gymnasium for every game. Now, one awesome thing about conference play is obviously that the band is here, but those games mean just a little bit more, obviously, as the Dutchmen and all the Four Rivers Conference teams will be trying to become conference champion. Four Rivers Conference is made up of the Union Wildcats, the Sullivan Eagles, the Pacific Indians, our Owensville Dutchmen, the St. James Tigers, Herman Bearcats, New Haven Shamrocks, and St. Clair Bulldogs. I did happen to look at Dixon's schedule before this contest, and we do have a common opponent in that they have played St. James, and they did beat St. James. So I'm talking varsity basketball here, so what we'll see after this. So I guess we could get a pretty good gauge or at least somewhat of a gauge. It's always hard to tell, basketball especially. The Dutchmen work it way up the floor. So, Jonathan, one thing I will say, I don't know how much of a basketball guy you are, but this game in particular, as Dixon gets that to go and in the 6-0 run from the Dutchmen, this game in particular with the full court press and it being JV, there's a lot of turnovers and just a lot of very quick back and forth. Turns into a bit of a track meet as Henry gets the 3 off. He's a little bit long on that 3 attempt, but the varsity game will not be quite this back and forth, I wouldn't imagine, but I could be wrong. All right, Dutchmen are able to come down with a rebound after a couple attempts there, but it's going to be a turnover as Drew Chapman tried to work it up. These Bulldogs are definitely working our Dutchmen here. There's no doubt about that. Dutchmen can't get that one to go. I'm going to phone down to my guy at the video board real quick. Hey, Garrett, I'll give you a thumbs up when to play the hype video. Hopefully our walkie-talkies seem to be coming in a little bit better now, as I can't tell if they said they were going to count that bucket or not. Looks like he is. He's counting the bucket, and he's going to get to the line. So as of right now, Dixon leads these JV Dutchmen by 16. After this quarter, the contest is over. And we will be getting to varsity action just a little after 6:30. We'll get about a 10-minute shoot-around before the varsity game starts, and then our varsity game will take place. As I see Dixon's varsity players starting to get to the floor. I see our varsity players back in the corner. Crammy gets another decent shot up, but just a little bit long on that one, unable to get it to fall. And that is going to do it. They're going to shake things up. We'll play the hype video for our Dutchmen, and they will take the floor. All right, Gary, you can start it. All right, as you can see on the board now is the Dutchman hype video. Jonathan, if you could go down below to the actual Dutchman players real quick. The hype video plays before they're right down there. You're right above right by the doors down there, Jonathan. As soon as the video goes back to our Dutchman in the locker room, feel free to get back over there to that video board. The beginning, once it goes to the locker room, not yet, Jonathan, I'll tell you when. Once it goes to the locker room, it shows our actual players. I also got our players saying our names. If you ever watched Sunday Night Football, similar to that, you'll get to see all the Dutchman basketball players this year here in just a moment. Actually, Jonathan, you don't even have to go to it. I think Brandon is on it. All right. Eli Graham, Jansen Leb, senior here at OHS. Zayden Gates. Brandon Graham. Let's talk about the brothers Graham. That's Brandon and Eli. There's Drew Chapman, Logan Valley, Lex Mosler, Henry Womack, Bryce Crammy, Wyatt Lewis, Chase Crosby, Keegan Glazer, Brady Watson. All right, and then our Dutchmen are about to take the floor here as we get started here for some varsity action. Alicia, I see your comment there. Curious if you're still in the process of editing the cheerleaders' hype video. So the cheerleaders, they don't have a hype video. They do have videos where they say their names just like the basketball teams do and things like that. But as far as the hype video goes, our broadcasting class has not made a hype video for that. But the Dutchmen, I appreciate the question, but we do have some media there for the cheerleaders as well. All right. I think that's Granite there hitting us up on the cam. All right. Yeah, go ahead. I've got Will Johnson up here with us right now. Have him pop on the microphone. Give me just 1 second. Will, can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and get a camera on us so the crowd can see you as well. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, now I am with the sports writer for the Gaston County Republican, Will Johnson. Will, how's it going?
Oh, not too bad, Tyler. Yourself?
I sure can't complain. I'm glad that the weather is in the 50s. That was a relief today.
Oh, no kidding. At least everything doesn't look like an ice skating rink anymore.
Absolutely. Very, very thankful for that. Will, what have you been covering this week? We're Thursday, so I know you've been pretty much everywhere probably by now.
Oh, the Herman girls and boys tournaments, Russellville girls tournament, Dutchmen freshman tournament where Mr. Clancy hit a clutch three-pointer to give Owensville a win earlier tonight.
I saw them coming in, and I had heard them as they were coming in saying that they won. So it was Brogan Clancy that got the winner?
29-28, or 29-27 they held on.
There you go. So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, unless I guess you were at the game. Brogan Clancy with the game.
Or it's on X and Facebook.
Or there you go. There you go. So obviously our girls basketball, I heard you say that you had been following them this week. They played last night against Rolla. Were you at that game?
I was.
So with that game, they advanced to the championship game, which is going to be played tomorrow night. Who are they going to be taking on tomorrow night?
Class 6, number 4, Lutheran St. Charles.
Class 6, number 4, Lutheran St. Charles. I know in their previous tournament, they played the Class 3, number 1 team. Was it Principia?
Yes.
So, wow, they've played some pretty highly ranked teams already this season.
Yes.
Do we...
And then Allie getting her 1,000th point at the 2:10 mark of the first quarter of last night.
Yeah, Allie Daniels, a senior Dutch girl basketball player, hitting that 1,000-point marks, which I guess was the last Dutch girl to do that, her cousin Emma?
And cousin Emma was the last one, yes.
Awesome. So as I saw that news drop last night, it made me think, what about Cam Caldwell? She's got to be somewhere close, right?
I think she's a couple hundred yet.
Oh, a couple hundred yet,
Yeah.
Okay. So she must not have played quite as much in her early years.
Not as much.
Okay, very cool. Well, she's a sharpshooter for the Dutch girls
Yes.
last year and this year, so I knew she scored a lot of points. So do you know anything about you said Lutheran South that they're going to be playing tomorrow night?
Lutheran St. Charles.
Lutheran St. Charles. Do we know anything about Lutheran St. Charles? I know you said they're number 4 in Class 6.
Yes. And Rolla was number 6. Rolla, number 8 in Class 6 coming into last night.
Okay.
So pretty big win in that regard.
Absolutely. And I believe the Dutch girls got them by, what was it, like 10 or 12?
11. 46-35.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, do we know the time on that?
8 o'clock-ish, depending on 2 previous games before them.
Okay, 8 p.m. in Herman, but it'll be after a couple games. So somewhere around the 8 p.m. area.
Yeah, about the 8 p.m. area.
So, okay, you know more about sports in our area than just about anybody. I wanted to ask you what your opinion was on the Four Rivers Conference for the boys basketball side and the girls basketball. Since we got boys, so let's talk boys first. What do you know about the Four Rivers Conference this year on the boys side?
On the boys' side, I mean, Herman was the almost unanimous preseason favorite. Rightfully so. They have everybody but one back from last year. And I think St. James was up there also. And St. James and Union played to overtime. I think that St. James came out on top in that one.
Wow. I looked at, I was on Misha, and I was looking at Dixon so far this year, and it looks like Dixon does have a win over St. James this year. And they're pretty tough, coming in at 15-2, I think.
They ran the table in the Frisco League tournament in November, and they're a pretty solid bunch of players.
Yeah, so the Dutchmen are going to have their hands full tonight. I know the varsity squad has only played one other day this week on Tuesday, correct?
Yes.
So not quite as exhausted probably as our JV squad, who's played 4 days in a row now.
Uh-huh.
All right, for the Four Rivers Conference on the girls' side, what can you tell us about the conference on the girls' side?
It's pretty much a 3-dog fight between Owensville Union and St. James.
Okay.
What it's ended up going to be.
I haven't seen, I didn't know Union was up there. What does their season look like?
I think they got to the championship game of their tournament and lost to Principia.
Oh, wow, okay. Okay.
We played them, I'm wanting to say the Monday or Tuesday after we play Herman.
Okay, and then we play that homecoming night.
No, homecoming's Union.
Yeah, I was going to say,
right.
homecoming is Union. We'll get to see both the Union girls and the Union boys in here on that Friday, I think.
Yes, but I won't be there to see it. I'll be 4 hours away in Seneca with the Dutchmen wrestlers at Districts.
Oh, that is right. That is right. While we have the Dutchmen wrestling squad here on the mind, they just wrestled here at home this week for a tri-meet. I've seen their 2 home meets this year. What can you tell me about the grapplers this year?
Well, they've got some up-and-comers, and Budemeyer seems to be the leader of the pack there.
Yeah, Steven has had probably of the Dutchman grapplers right now, I would imagine, probably the most decorated wrestling career out of all of them.
Tough break, though. Landon Crammy suffered a season-ending shoulder injury.
Yes.
He was in line to be a returning state qualifier.
Yeah, obviously I work with Landon's mom here at the school, and I'm really hoping that he's able to get healthy and be able to play when baseball season comes around.
Yes.
As that's just about a month away now as for practice is starting there.
Yes, I think here in a couple weeks, though, pitchers and catchers report in the majors.
Oh my gosh, Will, don't get me excited. I can't wait. Now
I can't either, brother.
let's talk a little bit. Now that you brought that up, we'll just kind of keep segueing here. Cardinals baseball. What is your outlook on the Cardinals this year? Are you excited for the youth movement, or are you a little bit disappointed in the front office?
Good mixture of both. I mean, they could have went after some pitch. They could have went after some more pitching.
Yes. So I do agree with that. I think it's exciting to see some of these young guys come up. Quinn Matthews, Team Kent. I feel like we've been talking about Team Kent's for like 3 years now, and I hope that he finally makes it up at some point this season. I got a hot take here from you. Nolan Arenado, post All-Star break, is he still in the Cardinals uniform?
Oh, goodness gracious. I would like to think yes.
I like that he turned down the trade to Houston, correct?
Yeah.
I saw that, and
He turned one down to Boston, too, I believe.
yeah, I mean, I like that he wants to be here. In my opinion, I think he's either a Dodger or out. I don't think he's going to waive it for anybody other than the Dodgers. But Cardinals have a plethora of young players that touted prospects, just got to have time to have them develop and actually play. If we could get Jordan Walker, if we could get, my goodness, Nolan Gorman,
Yeah.
those kind of guys, we just got to get more production out of them than what we have had. And if we can, then it could be a whole different season. I mean, you look at Jordan Walker and you look at Nolan Gorman. I mean, I feel, based on what they've done so far, I feel a little silly saying that they're potential 20, 30 home run guys, but that's what they graded out as in the minors.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously 2 days ago, I mean, tragedy hit home.
Yes, we should bring that up, and that's going to be, we're going to observe a moment of silence tonight. I'll let you speak on that first, and I've got a few things I'd like to chime in as well.
But, I mean, when I first started here back in 2007, I mean, Ernie was always, every football, every basketball game, he made a timeout box that he had at the scores table that had 3s and Fs that let players, coaches, everybody in the gym know how many timeouts were left. And then about this time 14 years ago, him and Bruce Penites walk into the Republican office, hand me a check for $100 to help me with some spending cash before I got my Missouri Sports Writer of the Year award back in 2011. And that's what, that was the real tearjerker when I found out that, when I saw that he passed away.
Yeah, I was absolutely devastated to hear that news. I was actually at school. My wife had sent me a picture that, obviously.
The truck in the house.
Right. Ernie, a couple things that I would like to say about Ernie, just to get out there, is that you're not going to find many other people that have dedicated that amount of time to our school district. Now, Ernie had done it for football. He had done it for basketball. And then whenever I started here, which would have been, I guess, 8 years ago now, whenever I started here and I started going to Booster Club meetings, Ernie was a member of the Booster Club, and he was serving on the Booster Club board all of those years.
He was treasurer.
Yes. So our thoughts and prayers, and go out to Ernie. I know his wife and his whole family.
Yeah.
Definitely heavy on the hearts here in the Owensville community, and just something that you can't prepare for.
No. I mean, this goes to show you, you never know when it's going to be your time.
There's no doubt about that. We life has a rude way of reminding us that at times, and I think the best that we can do is take some of those things that Ernie lived by and incorporate them into us. Ernie gave a lot of his time and he gave a lot of his energy to helping local sports and our local community. So,
yes.
Very thankful for Ernie and all that he's done for our community. And like I said, our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Looks like we got about 3.5 minutes here until the game starts. As Will's snapping a picture, it looks like they're meeting there at the head table. Do you know the coaching staff here for Dixon at all?
Logan Ray's the head coach.
Logan Ray. Okay. I had a little bit of memories of Dixon from my 1 year coaching in Bell. I believe Bell and Dixon are in the same conference, right?
No. Dixon's in the Frisco League and Bell's still in the Gasconade Valley.
Okay. Now, I do remember while I was at Bell usually scheduled Dixon. I guess they're closer in proximity, similar size school.
They are, and they're Highway 28 rivals.
Oh, okay, both located off 28.
Yeah, Dixon is on the far western end of 28, and naturally we're on the far eastern end of the highway.
Okay. Well, very cool. We've had a few people from Dixon pop into the chat already this evening. We do our best to get it out to the opposing teams' communities as we can. And feel free to pop in the chat. We want to see you guys have success the rest of the way out. I try to call as unbiased as a game as I can, but I'll probably get a little bit more excited for the Dutchmen since I'm from here.
Sure.
Will, I appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, brother, anytime.
And I hope that we have an awesome game here this evening, and I appreciate all your insight.
You bet, brother.
Thanks a ton, man.
Yeah.
I am actually going to go ahead and play our highlights from another recent Dutchman basketball game as I go down and I get a roster from the front table here so I can actually call out those Dixon basketball players' names, and I'll try to do the best I can to not botch names. I always do the best I can. I'm going to play our highlights from whenever we played at Mizzou Arena. Dutchman played at Mizzou Arena this year, and I'll play those right now as I go get that roster. We'll jump off the mic for just a moment.
We're going to set it up.
Chase
Crosby, another shot.
You can leave that there.
That's a good
Thanks
question.
so much.
Because,
Jansen Love with a 2-point
Woo!
shot. Gets that.
Get that back door. Here we go. Chase from
Chase Crosby with his first 3-point attempt.
college stripe, too. Jansen ain't afraid to put it up. And he gets it in. Count the best. Little errant layup pass there. Oh, and that's in.
Jansen Love with a 3-pointer.
Yes, sir. Chase is a
working
fighter.
hard on the floor.
Brady for 3. Contestant there, and
Jansen has an easy layup opportunity that he gets to fall.
a bit louder in the second quarter.
Oh!
Oh, and defender left his feet. Oh!
Zayden comes crashing
Woo!
in.
Logan's got it. Oh, and he drives in. Oh, he's going to get an
Finds Zayden.
assist. He's
Yes,
got
he
the
does.
assist now. Cover his own miss. Ooh, Keegan.
And
To
BG
Brandon
gets
Graham.
on third period. Brady
Brady
Watson
with a
gets a 3
great
off. and he
look.
gets
Go to work, BG. Let's go. And he does.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to announce the starting lineups here for both teams. Jonathan, if you could take us down to the bench of Dixon, zoom in on them so we can see them coming out.
He was a great supporter of the Dutchmen, Dutch girls athletics. Thank you. At this time, now let's meet the starting lineup.
We just observed a moment of silence for Don Ernie Fuchs. Thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family during a very difficult time.
Coming in at 5'10", number 3, Benjamin Ford.
All right, sophomore, Mr. MJ Ford, number 3. Number 4 is going to be John Kramer. Another junior here, Drew Young, 6'1", 11th grade. Maverick Yoakum, a senior. And the last senior to round things out here, Thomas McBride, 6'5". They got some height down there. All right, now we make our way down here to the Owensville Dutchmen as the crowd gets loud here. It'll be sophomore Brady Watson, number 4 for the Dutchmen, coming in at 6'2". Number 15, Mr. Keegan Glauser, coming in at 6 foot, also a sophomore. And then another sophomore, Dutchman, number 25, Chase Crosby. He's also standing 6 foot tall. Got a couple seniors that start here. First off is going to be Zayden Gates, number 32, coming in at 6'1". And the last one, the big man down low, one of the brothers Graham, number 41, Eli Graham at 6'2". So right off the bat, got some height on us here. There's no doubt about that. As we get started. To the 39 viewers that are with us right now, thank you guys for tuning in. Throughout the course of the evening, feel free to jump into the chat. As Locust down there says, if you haven't liked, subscribed, feel free to do so. Our goal is to try to continue growing our YouTube channel and improving the quality of things that we can do here at OHS. And we are ready for the tip-off here, and it looks like good contest. Going to have to make a decision here for the refs right away. They're going to be kind to the home squad, as that ball could have gone either way. All right, looks like it's going to be Brady Watson inbounding here. And on the varsity side already, Jonathan, like I said, a little bit more relaxed. They're not playing that full press, and maybe they won't at the inbound at half court, but Dutchmen are going to turn it over right away, and it's going to be a missed layup for number 5 by the Dixon roster there, Mr. Drew Young. So Dutchmen kind of get away with one there after a bad turnover to start things off. Work it down low to Eli Graham. That one's going to be tipped. Oh, and then a great play by number 4, very athletic, John Kramer. He was able to throw behind him. It hit one of our players, but it bounced off our player, hit him on the way out. So pretty interesting turn of events there as Dutchmen look to inbound it. Get it in immediately to a double team. This defense by Dixon just early on can tell that they're very swarming. Eli tries to go up, unable to get that to come down. All the way down the other end real quick. Number 5 can't get the layup to go. Dutchmen got numbers as they're working their way down. A little bit of sloppy play here early on. Back to Chase Crosby. Chase gets the 3 off and just a little bit long. Hoping to see a good shooting night from these Dutchmen. I think it's going to take a good shooting night to come in and beat a very good Dixon Bulldog team with a 15-2 record. Bulldogs working to their big man at the top of the key, number 14, Thomas McBride. Working back down to senior McBride. Got a distinct height advantage there on Eli Graham for Owensville. They get a 3-ball off, unable to get to fall. A good box out there by Eli. And the Dutchmen work it up the floor. Find Chase Crosby in the corner, and Chase gets the 3 to fall. Dutchmen strike first, draw first blood, and they lead by 3. All right, we got to build upon that now, Dutchmen. Crowd comes alive here. Dutchmen try to get another defensive stop. Number 14 tries to feed it in, but I think it bounced off a Dutchman foot as he tried to thread a needle. It's going to retain possession for the Bulldogs as they're looking to pass in here. These Bulldogs definitely got some height. No doubt about that. Feels like in most sports the Dutchmen currently are a bit undersized. 14 gets a 3-ball off. That's senior Thomas McBride. Brady feels like he drew a little contact based off of his facial expression as he hits the deck, but Dutchmen are going to retain possession as it was out on Dixon. Keegan Glauser inbounds it. Trying to find a guy, finds Brady. Gets Chase again. Chase hit that first 3-ball. Keegan gets the 3 off, and he's a little bit long. Eli works for that rebound, but he gets out-jumped, out-positioned there by Dixon. Dixon goes up, I think. Might have been a block, but I honestly was too busy looking at my video switcher, so I didn't get that scene. Eyes are kind of all over the place here as Dixon goes to inbound it. Minute and 17 has clicked off the clock. We've only got 1 3-ball down, so been pretty tight defensively. And actually, I think I might be wrong. I think they're 8-minute quarter, so 2 minutes and 17 seconds. If anybody's from Dixon, pop in the chat and let me know. What's the MO? Is the MO for Dixon defense? Is it scoring? What do we got here? Keegan takes it all the way to the rack and gets it to go. Kisses it off that backboard. Take a 5-0 lead for the Dutchmen. As this has to be the start that Coach Van Leer and these Dutchman players had to be hoping for. Anytime you can jump out to a 5-0 lead or a 5-point lead first few minutes of the game, got to take that. As number 4, John Kramer, ends the run, gets the 2 to fall. 5-2 now in favor of the Dutchmen. Dutchman working back down across the court. Keegan Glazer's got the ball. He finds Zayden Gates down. Chase Crosby again. Eli Graham. Eli Graham gets stuffed by number 14, Thomas McBride. I don't even know that Thomas had to jump for that block. That man is big. That's a big high schooler. Thomas McBride comes in, like I said earlier, at 6'5". We don't got many 6'5" guys running around Owensville, that's for sure. We take a few more, though. I think all the coaches would probably agree with that one. Ball's worked down low, a little bit loose, a little bit of a push there, I think, from Brady. And you're going to see that called there by the official. It's going to be a push on number 4 for the Dutchmen. On the floor, not in the act of shooting. So Dixon will be inbounding. Dixon inbounds to McBride. Gets it back to Kramer. We got another foul on the floor here. But this one is going to be on Dixon. I'm not going to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't see everything. You might see it better than I do sometimes. But I don't know what the foul was, but it was in favor of the Dutchmen as Dixon does work this full court press. Now the Dutchmen break the full court press, get it to the other brothers, Brandon, who's now subbed into the game for Eli. And Keegan gets it to go. We're going to get a timeout called here, and the crowd is fired up. Take us over to that Dutchman bench. Let's see that emotion from our squad so far. Looks like Jansen Leb Sr. just checked in. Sharpshooter for the Dutchmen. Does a lot of things for the Dutchmen on the shooting end. Our cheerleading squad is hyped up down there, and it looks like that's where Jonathan's heading right now. Shout out to our Owensville Dutch Girl cheerleaders. We've got a great squad again this year, led by senior Olivia Gibson and Maddie Lewis. Also down there, we've got Abby Kiesling, we've got Tristan Wyra, we've got Lorelei McDaniel, Emma Waymeyer, and Bailey Sickman. So shout out to our cheerleaders here at OHS. And the ball has been inbounded again, and Dixon's working it up. McBride matched up on Brandon Graham. I'm wondering if at some point we're going to see them try to use that McBride height to their advantage. Number 4, Kramer gets open, gets the shot up, and Kramer's got a great shot, ladies and gentlemen. He scored both baskets now for the Bulldogs, and on that bucket showed off some great shooting skills. Finds Brandon Graham down low, gets a tip on it. It's going to be a turnover on Brandon as the Bulldogs bring it back across midcourt, looking to try to tie this thing up, down by 3. Kramer thought about pulling, but he held off. Work it back around here. Bulldogs are trying to set up for a good shot. Kramer gives the hezzy again, thought about pulling it. Decides to try to come up with a better shot here for his squad. And we're going to get a double dribble here. McBride doesn't quite agree with that as he talks with the referee about it. Bulldogs setting up for that full court press. Going to make Dutchmen earn every single pass and movement up the floor. Jansen Leb works it down to Chase Crosby, who hit the opening 3 ball of the game. And I have to say, just watching, Chase Crosby gets another 3 off and just a little bit short. Oh my gosh! Almost an unbelievably friendly, kind roll for the Dutchmen. Not able to finish it as the Dutchmen were not back on defense in time as the Bulldogs pulled to within 1. And that tough defense, if you are in shape enough and can maintain coverage as you work down the floor, that defense where you're trapping on the inbound is tough. And this defense for the Bulldogs is going to be tough for the Dutchmen all night, I feel like. They're relentless as the Bulldogs give us a gift here as they make a turnover. Dutchmen try to settle this thing down. Get it out to Brady Watson, who gets a 3 off, and he gets it to fall. Dutchmen have had some fortune here on a 3 ball early on as Brady Watson gets another one to fall here. And the Dutchmen now lead by a score of 10-6 here with a minute and a half left to go in this first quarter. Aaron pass. I think number 3, MJ Ford, didn't quite have the same, wasn't on the same page with his teammate there. I think he thought his teammate was going to keep going. Just a little bit of a miscommunication there. I do want to tip my hat again to this Bulldog defense, as it looks like the reason they cause so much pressure on defense. It seems like every time our guys get the ball, they got 2 guys in their face, not 1. Makes it feel like there's 6 or 7 of them out there as they leave Eli Graham open down low, and Eli Graham feasts on that bucket underneath the hoop. So the downside to the press and the trapping with 2 people as Dutchmen get an air ball. McBride goes up, gets the bucket, and gets to the line to draw the foul. But I think the downside to that defense that's so smothering and you got 2 guys guarding at all times is that if 2 guys are guarding and you can break it with a pass, then somebody has to be open. And that last possession for the Dutchmen is a great instance of that. They were able to get it to the open guy, but you have to get it to that guy and be able to go up with the shot quickly because Dixon's right there to swarm if you even hesitate. So this Dixon defense, I'm going to come in right off the bat and say they move fast, move very, very fast as McBride gets the and one to go. And again, right off the bat, 25 playing that full court press. Taylor Dotson. I'm impressed, but I'm more impressed by Keegan Glauser, who's worked hard for 3 drives to the bucket, earning his points here in the early going. Keegan Glauser, sophomore here at OHS, playing some good basketball for this Dutchman, some confident basketball. McBride gets another and one. Dutchmen are going to have to figure out how to guard the 6'5". And my apologies, that was not McBride. That was Maverick Yoakum. Yoakum, another big man down low, 6'2". Dutchmen are going to have to find out how to match up against these big guys here from Dixon down low. Unable to get that and one to fall. Dutchmen are fortunate. Come down with a rebound. Still lead by 3 with 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Keegan Glauser, the general with the ball right now. Works it down low. Ball's going to stay with the Dutchman as 25. Dotson was able to knock it away from Keegan. Referees say ball was out on Dotson, though, so Dutchman retained possession. Keegan works it in, works it around. Chase Crosby with another 3 off. He's short on that one. Dutchman tried to go up to contest, but Yoakum is able to come down with it. Going to have a body foul here on Glauser, it looks like. They're going to call it on 15, which we don't have fouls and we don't have player fouls and points on the board tonight, which is a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. One thing that the Dutchmen absolutely cannot afford to have here in the early going from what I'm seeing with how good Glauser is playing is they do not want to get some of their key guys in foul trouble here early on. Bulldogs are inbounding it here as Noah Caldwell enters the game for Glauser. Noah, sure-handed senior here. It's going to be off there by Mr. M.J. Ford as we head to, sorry, I didn't go back to this view for you guys. My apologies. Last play of the half there was a three-point attempt. Was unable to go. We'll go ahead and give you the last highlight that I got, which I'm thinking is a driving layup from Keegan Glauser. Let's see what we got here. Maybe not. I don't know. A full court press is it's a bit suffocating, but Dutchmen do a good job. Keegan just drives right past it. Gets past McBride there even, the 6'5". Big man down low for the Bulldogs. Able to get that one to go. So I know here in the early going, Keegan has 6 points at least to his name. Go get the cheerleaders down there as we've got Emma Waymeyer who is stunting. After the first quarter, usually I have another commentator with me. Tonight I really don't. But I guess my summary after the first quarter is the Dutchmen are going to have to continue to be able to break this full court press and not wear out because it feels like the Dixon Bulldogs, that's probably a signature thing that they do. They're in shape for it. They got that swarming defense. The Dutchmen are just going to have to limit turnovers in this game. That's my analysis. Take it for what it is. I am not an expert by any imagination. I've got one of my cameramen asking me a question right now, Mr. Granite Miles. Yes, Granite, we are getting feed from your camera. I actually have it on your camera right now. So if you're following on your phone, you'll see it in a moment. All right. We are in second quarter action here. Bulldogs are working it around. They get a three ball off, and they get it to go to tie things up here early in the second quarter. Dutchmen going to look to answer here as Caldwell looks to break, and it's going to be poked out of bounds by the Dixon defender. Be a turnover here, and this is what the Dutchmen absolutely have to avoid as Dixon gets 5-0 run here to start the second quarter already. We got to be able to get it past half court, and it looks like they may have laid off that full court press, at least on that inbound. I don't know if it was by design or if it just happened to be in transition. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a mix-up. However, we do still got the Jansen gets the three off. He's going to be just off the mark. It is impressive to me out of the basketball games I've seen so far this year here at home. Dixon gets another three off, and man, they are coming out in the second quarter aggressive and making it rain as the Dutchmen call quick timeout. A very quick 8-0 run to start the second quarter for the Dixon Bulldogs. Two big threes and a two off of a turnover as Jonathan showcasing our cheerleaders here at OHS. So I don't know. My daughter Thea is watching the game. I told my wife that while we were watching the game tonight that she should, if Thea's watching, Thea, I hope you're having a great night, and I will see you when I get home. I love you. I love you forever, Thea. I'll see you in a little while. Got Jonathan Hilburn up here with me as we were calling this game. Thea, I'm at the big gym at the high school. Thea is my daughter at home. Love her dearly. Excited to get home and to see him. I've got Thea, and I've also got a son named Wes. So very lucky to be proud father of two awesome children. And my wife is amazing. Ashton, formerly Mortz, now Ashton Mortz Airing. Very thankful for her and everything that she does for our family. Keegan Glauser sets up here as the Dutchmen trail by 5 now after that big 8-0 run from Dixon out of the first quarter. Jansen kind of looked like he wanted that three for a second. Jansen, a sharp shooter here for the Dutchmen. Works it around, finds Chase. He's got a lane, and Chase finishes and is able to get the bucket for this Dutchman squad to stop the bleeding, pull him back to within 3. All right. Dutchman worked the ball down. By Dutchmen, I mean Bulldogs. I fumble my words from time to time. McBride with a big bucket down low, gets it to go. Uses that height and that leverage as a big man down the post. Dutchmen don't really have anybody size-wise to match up against McBride. Keegan takes another tough basket. Extremely impressed with his ability to get to the rack here in this early going. Dixon sets back up, trying to score. Have been going bucket for bucket since the timeout by Van Leer. Dutchmen need a defensive stop here. Ball is going to stay with Dixon per the referee. My wife just sent me a picture of my daughter watching the basketball game at home. That's pretty awesome. Looks like number 10 for Dixon, Mr. Camden Burns, is going to draw the foul. He's going to get to the line. Oh, let's see. I always like this view from three. You can see our student section here. Not as big as I would hope for a Thursday night. Our student section is that left section there. You can see me way back in the background waving my hand. That's where we're posted up. You see Jonathan, he's also waving his hands. And the Dutchmen get an absolute gift there as Dixon's not able to get either of those free throws to fall. They trail by 3. And they could tie this thing back up with 1-3 ball. Chase gets the 2 off. Great shot by sophomore Chase Crosby. Absolutely impressed with his development as a player, and really all that he does is just a sophomore. Absolutely phenomenal to watch as a spectator. We're going to get to see Chase and that sophomore group for another couple years here at OHS. It's number 11, Mr. Yoakum. He works it down low and is able to answer back with a quick 2. Ever since that timeout from Coach Van Leer, it has been really back and forth. Prior to that timeout to start, this Bulldog team went on an 8-0 run and it's really changed the course of this game. Chase Crosby gets another bucket off, unable to get it to go. Brandon tries to work hard down below, but it's unable to come up with a rebound. They set back up and they get a good 3 attempt off, but it's going to be just a little bit short. Dixon finds another open MJ, number 3. He's a 2 away from being Michael. I said it during the JV game. I love these Dixon basketball uniforms. They've really got that Chicago Bull vibe to it with the red, the black, and the white. And to be number 3 and to be named MJ, obviously the great Michael Jordan, number 23. But I said that I would guess that all these players would fight for the number 23. And whoever East enhances on the roster is the guy that gets the Don, the 23, in the red, black, and white for Dixon. That'd be a cool number that I'd probably be seeking after if I was a Bulldog. McBride gets the deep 2 off, unable to get it to fall. Sorry, my screen froze there for you guys. Number 5, Mr. Drew Young, tries to work it down low, gets fouled by Jansen Leb. They're going to say it was not in the act of shooting, though, so it's going to be an inbound. Dixon works it way back to beyond the half-court line. Since it's an inbound, it's not a backcourt violation, though, for anybody at home who's questioning that. You can inbound it, pass, and bring it back across anytime you want. Just got to get across in 5 seconds. You don't have that violation. They get the 3 off. It's going to be a little bit short. It was a pretty contested 3 there by Zayden Gates, so not bad defense by the Dutchmen. Maybe settled for not as good a shot as they could have got on that offensive trip down the floor. As the Dutchmen now try to settle for a good shot here with this swarming defense from Dixon. Zayden Gates tries to drive down, but it looks like number 10 is going to be called for the foul. Camden Burns, not in the act of shooting. Dutchmen will look to inbound. Thank you to all 50 people viewing with us right now. Again, if you want to jump in the conversation, love to hear from you all. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button, and then you're able to chat as well. Oh, good block there from Camden. Number 10, committed that foul and comes right back, still aggressive. That's one thing you don't want to see people do is you don't want to see them get complacent after a foul and worrisome of committing another foul. And Camden there, number 10, did not. 3-ball off. I love that shot of the 3-ball. Zayden Gates comes down with it. Work it up to Noah Caldwell, senior for the Dutchmen. Over to Gates, over to Crosby. Back to Caldwell. He might have a 3-ball there attempt, but didn't get it off. Caldwell, a pretty good shooter for this Dutchman team, too. Great ball handler as a senior here at OHS. Jansen, he ain't afraid to shoot. Back to Caldwell. Find Chase down low. Chase takes it, and Chase kisses it off the backboard. Get the Dutchman within 1 here with 2 minutes left to go in the half. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a good basketball game here tonight between two good teams. Dutchmen are going to come up, unable to get that ball to go for Dixon. Finds Noah Caldwell. Noah gets the 3 off, and oh, just a little bit long. Jansen had the rebound, gets his hand hit by Camden, it looks like. Number 10, Camden Burns, has got 2 fouls in about as many minutes. Looks like he's going to sub in Yoakum here. Maverick Yoakum. First off, super sweet name, Maverick. Maverick Yoakum. That's awesome. I like that. Maverick Yoakum subs back in. He's had some success here, too, as Jansen gets the 3 off. That's going to be an air ball, but it's gobbled up by Eli Graham, who kicks it out to Zayden Gates. Finds Chase. Chase with that jumper from that spot that he likes, and he gets that thing to fall. When Chase gets to that spot on the floor, and he's got a little bit of space, Chase loves to shoot from there. I've come to notice that from this year. As MJ works it up the floor, finds McBride, dishes it off, and they draw the charge as this Dutchman squad is fired up after that. Charge call is one of Coach Van Leer's favorite things to encourage his team to draw because it's a momentum shifter, especially when the opposing team makes that bucket and it doesn't count and you get possession. Just a lot of excitement in that play. And the Dutchmen were fortunate to be able to be the benefactor of that one, as it is a bit of a subjective call. Jansen Leb is going to be looking to inbound here. Works it into Caldwell. I want to see Caldwell hit a 3. He got that 3 attempt off and was just a little bit long last time. I know he can shoot it. Finds Chase Crosby, who's had a hot hand here recently. Oh my goodness. When they get it down low sometimes, it feels like... All right, so Dutchmen are going to be called for a foul, probably a good foul to give whenever big man Yoakum has got a great eye to the basket. He's probably going to come down with that if he doesn't get fouled. And he's going to score, I'd say, probably 9 times out of 10. I would imagine he misses that shot very often. But what I was saying was whenever the Dutchmen get the ball underneath the hoop, Dixon does such a good job at swarming the ball as Yoakum doesn't get the first free throw to fall. It's a gift here for the Dutchmen. They do such a good job swarming the ball. I feel like they force a lot of errors from the other team underneath the bucket. And the Dutchmen are gifted with another 2 missed free throws. As they still lead by 1, they did that deal where they get it down to Eli again. And as a Dixon fan, not really great positioning to get a shot from our guy, but he did go up for a shot. I think if he was uncontested from where he was shooting, the percentages of making the shot where he was at would be tough. But he drew the foul, gets to the line, and gets the first one to fall. So free throws can make or break a game. We had a game recently where if the Dutchmen would have hit their free throws, they would have been right in it. But without the free throws, they were way out of it. And the Dutchmen can't get that free throw to go. So free throws play such an important role down the stretch, especially when you get those opportunities, you want to make them. Dixon has helped us out with a couple trips, missing both. But you can't always count on that. It looks like we're going to have a foul here. We'll be shooting 2 because we're in the bonus, even though it was on the floor. I'm not sure who it was on. I thought I saw him hold up a 5 with one hand, which the only player that's a 5 would be Chase Crosby. Crosby, a great shooter here for the Dutchmen so far. We would not want to see him foul out of this game at any point as MJ gets the first to fall here. Piper Meyer is operating the camera that you see right now. Piper Meyer, a freshman in my intro to business class. Not even in TV studio, but she's always looking to help out. And, man, I can't tell you how thankful I am for students like that. Camera that you see right now operated by junior Jonathan Hilburn. He is also not in TV studio, but he's looking to earn some NHS hours and wanted to help out with some community service, and very appreciative of his help here. Zayden Gates goes up and he draws the foul, so he is going to go to the line now. He was in the act of shooting. Dutchmen still lead by 1 bucket here with 23.6 seconds to go. It would be fantastic to be able to go into halftime with a lead here. The Dutchmen are trying to do just that. At halftime, I will play a commercial as Zayden cannot get that one to go. So Dutchmen have missed their last 2 freebies. And those are like, when you're playing a good team, and this Dixon team is good. Nobody is 15-2 without being good. This Dixon team is good. You can just tell by watching them on the floor. You can't give away the free buckets when you get them. And they're not free. It's not an easy shot per se, but Gates misses both of them. Dutchmen still lead by 1. Number 3, MJ works it down the floor. He finds McBride. Crowd comes alive here as I was going to say that, oh, come up with it. Oh, my goodness. Off the back iron. I thought that Dixon was going to settle for the last shot there, but I guess they were happy with that 3-point attempt that they had and took it a little bit like 6 seconds left on the clock. They were able to secure their own long rebound off that back iron as you see them head to the locker room. There's Eli Graham. Tell that man's been working hard. You see Coach Van Leer there in the front, his brother Cameron right off to his right on the left side of your screen. And then in the back there, Will Louth, he graduated just a few years ago, come back volunteering. And then Coach Lewis as he makes his way off the floor. I'm going to spend a couple minutes here to get some highlights together for you all. So I'm going to pop off the headset. I'm going to play a ad for Legends Bank for you all real quick. And then after the ad, I'll play some more highlights. I'll play those highlights from Mizzou as we didn't get through them earlier. And then I will create the highlights from the first half for you all so you guys can see those in a few minutes. So I'm going to pop off. Thank you for the 51 people viewing right now. Like I said, if you hit the subscribe button, you can jump into the chat with us, and we'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys for watching.
Legends Bank is proud to be a part of this community. Legends Bank believes in supporting education and are proud supporters of your Dutchmen and Dutch girls. Your kids are our kids, and we're cheering them on through all of life's big changes. Legends Bank offers many financial tools, loans for a home, car, business, real estate, or agriculture, and offers services just like the National Bank, such as online banking through legendsbk.com, our mobile app, or in person, because we love to still see you at the bank. Legends Bank, your town, your bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Our conference or anything like that.
Right.
Chase Crosby gets the shot off, and he gets the first 4-0.
Looking to set it up. Drive.
Chase Crosby with another shot. Gets it.
Fine.
That's a good question.
Because, our
Jansen Love with a
girls.
2-point shot. Gets that.
Get that back door. Here we go. Chase from
Chase Crosby with his first 3-point attempt.
College stripe, too. You know, Jansen ain't afraid to put it up. And he gets it in.
Go.
Count the basket. Little errant layup pass there. Oh, and you know that's in.
Jansen Love with a 3-pointer.
Yes, sir. Chase is a fighter.
Working hard on the floor.
Brady for 3. Contestant there, and
Jansen has an easy layup opportunity that he gets to fall.
A bit louder in the second quarter. Woo!
Oh!
Oh, and the defender left his feet. Oh!
Zayden comes crashing in.
Logan's got it. Oh, and he drives in. Oh, he's going to get an assist. He's got the assist now. Cover his own miss. Ooh, Keegan.
And
to
BG
Brandon
gets
Graham.
on third period. Brady Watson gets a 3
great
off.
Look. Go to work, BG. Let's go. And he does. And he does.
And
Let's
he gets
go.
that.
And Chase spins him. Brandon Graham gets the rebound. Doesn't even worry that he has 4 fouls. Jansen Lev. go to work. Oh, give and go. And
He
Brady.
gets it to fall.
Jansen's going to work, looking to score.
Oh, my concern.
Yeah. And I'm not old. And Crosby with a nice E. And I have him 6 there. Drew Chapman takes the offensive charge. What's up? Look at the.
Get the fall.
It's off again. Chase comes up with the board.
Yes.
And it's in. Coach Kemp is our resident
Let's go. Let's go.
giant.
Yes.
I think I've already asked this, but
Get in
basketball.
Oh, yeah, good.
Nice
job.
there.
Swinging to Jansen.
Jansen puts it up.
Put it up.
And the third one of the night comes down. Zayden's coming across. Oh, Chase up the middle.
Yes.
And it comes down. Zayden.
So do you think that was an adjustment they made because of, oh, let's go,
Oh, he's coming
Chase.
up with it.
Oh, yeah, good
Zane's coming up.
find. Yes, sir.
I heard that hand.
For me. Not that I forgot the wrong thing.
I think the most frustrating
running
part
into
was
For a nice little buttery finish.
Ooh.
Just a little too strong there for
Eli coming up. Brady puts it back
Brady
up.
with the
Brady
finish.
drains it.
the main thing, though, is that the defender has to
He
have
goes
both
up,
of-
and he drains it. Names, they still get me.
Oh, that might call that a charge.
Ooh, Chase coming out with it. He's going up again.
Go for it.
Yes,
Yes,
and he
sir.
drains us. Oh, back
Good
at the
find.
Chase.
Come on,
Keegan in the corner.
For two.
And it's-
Jumbotron sometimes instead of
Oh,
like the
yeah.
actual game. Oh, good cut.
Yes.
Good.
Good finish by Brady.
Brady to EG. EG puts it up, and it's down. This is a 1-point game back here. And
We're starting to get a little post penetration.
Brady to EG. EG puts it up, and it's down. This is a 1-25.
Yes, sir. Charge.
Out to Brady. Brady back out to Chase. Chase puts it up.
Three.
Kind of double ball, leaving EG open in the
yes!
post.
And
It's
one.
going nuts here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my. Yeah! Yes!
With 4 seconds left, Keegan Glauser
Taking a
made
2-point.
No, he didn't get it.
Get the
That's
ball.
game. Whoa, what is this?
Yes. Intentional foul. Intentional foul. That means we get the ball.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have Jonathan take us around the court here real quick. I do have the highlights from the first half finished and edited up here. I just got to produce it, so bear with me for just a second. Jonathan is going to take us around and show us all the happenings here at OHS. For anybody that watches this, maybe years from now, this will be posted to our YouTube channel after the game is over, and you could always go back and watch it at any point in time, and it should be there as long as the YouTube channel exists. But for anybody who's watching years from now, here's a few things that you might want to know that's happening in our world right now. It had been freezing. I mean, absolutely freezing. Quite a while, down in the single digits, well below freezing. And today we got some 50-degree weather. So lots of happiness here, although it was a little bit overcast and a little bit rainy. But that 50-degree weather was absolutely very welcome. We're very happy to have that. We are a month away from spring sports starting up. So our spring sports here at OHS consist of baseball, golf, track, and girls soccer. So here in just a short period of time, we will have those things getting going. But first, we get to finish our winter season. As we said earlier, we've got the wrestling team competing right now. Some of the big-time wrestlers on the boys' side would be Mr. Stephen Budemeyer leading the way. On the girls' side, we have some returning all-state wrestlers, including Bailey Dare, including Riley Dare, I believe, went last year as well. And I think Liz Adams went last year. Our girls' basketball team is competing in the Herman Tournament Championship tomorrow night in Herman around 8 p.m. And there is a chance, don't hold me to it, if there's any Owensville viewers on here right now, there is a chance that game might be live broadcasted by none other than Mr. Coach Dave Kopelman. I've talked with him a little bit, and he's considering taking a camera on our laptop setup, doing a small setup, a little broadcast so you guys can see the championship game, and we hope that happens. But if not, you should go to Herman and watch it for yourself. I'll have some information out about that tomorrow. Probably mid-afternoon as I talk with Coach Dave a little bit more. But we were kicking around that idea today. Unfortunately, I will not be able to go to that game. But I will be rooting for those Dutch girls from home. And I will, if Dave isn't able to Dave isn't able to live broadcast it for us, then I will be following intently on the Gasconade County Republican page, where Will Johnson will undoubtedly be covering the game for us, as he will be there. All right, let me pull these highlights from the first half for you. And they should work it up the floor. Find Chase Crosby in the corner, and Chase gets the three to fall. What we got here? Keegan takes it all the way to the rack and gets it to go. Kisses it off that backboard. The other brothers, Graham Brandon, who's now subbed into the game for Eli. And Keegan gets it to go. Get it out to Brady Watson, who gets a three off, and he gets it to fall. Dutchmen feel like there's 6 or 7 of them out there as they leave Eli Graham. I'm impressed, but I'm more impressed by Keegan Glauser, who scored here for the Dutchmen. Works it around, finds Chase. He's got size-wise to match up against McBride. Keegan takes another tough basket. Tied this thing back up with 1-3 ball. Chase gets the 2 off. Great. Find Chase down low. Chase takes it, and Chase kisses it off the... Finds Chase. Chase with that jumper from that spot that he likes, and he gets that McBride, dishes it off, and they draw the charge. All right, so as I watch those highlights for the 3rd time now, as I was trimming them up so you guys could see them, there's 2 distinct runs there from the Dutchmen. There was a run early on by Keegan Glauser where he had several driving layups on his own, and then there was a run of jump shots and layups there from Chase Crosby towards the end. Some other people chimed in as well. Brady Watson had a 3, Eli Graham with a bucket under. We had some free throws from some people. I don't ever highlight out the free throws. And then obviously we had that charge that was drawn. Lots of excitement from that. Got one of my cameramen here. I'm going to take my headset off and talk to them for just a second as we get ready to go here. Jonathan will take us out to the inbound. You can put that headset on if you want.
Yeah, these are nice, but
it's not very clear.
There must be so many phones that they're just messing up.
All right, we're back underway here. I'm going to have Granite Miles jumping to a new camera. He is up here up top with us, and we'll have a second camera. Looks like we've got a jump ball to start things off with just 11 seconds in. And that is going to go, it looks like it's Dixon's time to get the jump ball, so we will get the next one. So, Granite, your job is, especially after a made bucket, Granite, I want you to zoom in quite a lot on the player that made the basket.
All right.
And then let me turn you up a little bit. If you want to put that mic a little bit closer in front of your mouth, you can chime in from time to time, too, if you feel like. Granite Miles is a sophomore here at OHS. He was working one of the floor cameras in the first half. And now he's up here with us, and he's also going to be on the mic. Grant's not shy to talk on the mic, are you, Granite?
Not too much. It's just I don't know much about sports, so I typically don't have much to talk about.
But he does chime in from time to time and also help remind me of information that I needed to get to you guys. So we're very, very thankful for Granite. All right, Dixon looks to try to get back on the board and take the lead here, down 1 here in the 3rd quarter. We've got a great ball game on our hands already as the Dutchmen try to hold them. There's a calm a little bit here to the Dixon Bulldogs. As they have the ball. MJ tries to work it down low to McBride, and it's tipped away by senior Zayden Gates as he knocks it out of bounds, makes Dixon have to reset here. Oh my gosh, almost had a backcourt violation as he received that ball on the offensive side of the court. We're going to get a foul called on, it's going to be a shooting foul even. I think it was a foul on Glauser. I think they called it on Glauser there. So granted, this would be a time where you could really zoom in on the shooter. I go to you from time to time. You don't have to move around too much. So once you zoom in, try to stay in that spot. I'll be right back. All right, and on this possession, the Bulldogs are able to tie it up after a free throw here. Dutchmen work it back down, trying to take the lead themselves. Oh, find Eli Graham again. He goes up. He draws the foul. Unable to get that shot to go. Eli's been a relatively decent, I shouldn't say decent, he's been a good free throw shooter for these Dutchmen this year. As a big man down low, he's not afraid to grab a rebound and go right back up. Oftentimes you draw a foul during that. But even on a play like that, he gets fed the rock down low and is able to go up. And he's making a liar out of him as he misses the first free throw. I talked in the first half about how important these free throws are down the stretch in determining a game. I mean, you get down towards the end, you missed, a handful of free throws, and that's the difference in the game. Eli gets the second one to go here as the Dutchmen pull back ahead by 1. MJ Ford brings up the ball. He finds McBride, who then finds Yoakum. Yoakum goes to work. Eli Graham does good on getting a little bit of a block there, but McBride was able to clean up the block. As you can see, granted, that was perfect. That's exactly what I want. Somebody makes a basket. If you could follow him like that, I'll go to you every single time. I'd like the viewers at home to be able to see the guys responsible for making the buckets. Jonathan, you go down just a little bit for me there. There we go. That's the shot we want. Almost a turnover there as Brady Watson gets the 3 off. Oh, he's a little short. Graham didn't have positioning, so he wasn't really able to go up and contest for that one. Point guard Ford looks to set it back up here. Might have to zoom out just a little bit, Jonathan, because if they take it back, there you go, right there. That's good. Thank you. Oh, man, McBride's physical presence down low at some points is just a little bit overwhelming for people who aren't able to compete on the size spectrum there. He's able to go up, wasn't able to get the first one to go, as our big man works hard, has been drawing a foul a lot on those plays, unable to draw a foul there. As Dixon now leads by 3. And from my experience watching the Dutchman team, we just don't want to let this lead get too large here. I mean, obviously, McBride exerts that dominance again down low. Go ahead and stay on McBride there. He's the big man that's done a lot of the work for the Dixon Bulldogs here in this half already, securing the last 2 buckets for sure, as the Dutchman squad here looks to talk it over and figure out what to do next. Got the cheerleaders on screen right now. After their cheer, I'll give you our last highlight. Actually, I don't think I have a highlight from this half yet. I think we've only hit 1 free throw, so I don't know that I have a highlight. You see Matt Eckelkamp down there in the bottom right of your screen. He's a senior here at OHS. Usually active at a lot of the home events, helping out. You see Garrett Schlottick, he's been helping out with the scoreboard this evening. Very thankful for his help, as well as the gentlemen that are up here with me, and also Miss Piper Meyer. Granny, could you zoom in on Piper for me in just a second? There we go. Piper down there running that camera for us. She's helped out for several games this year, and she's the camera that you see right now. So very thankful for that. Got Jonathan. Oh! Got a foul call. Going to be shooting 2. I'm going to be honest, I had my head in the video switcher, so I didn't actually see what happened. But Brandon Graham is heading to the line here for the Dutchman. And granted, go ahead and zoom in on Brandon for me as he gets the first one to fall. That's what we need. We need that. Hit the free throws when they're given. If he hits the second one, go ahead and zoom in on. Anytime a bucket, go ahead and zoom and follow. And Brandon does get it to go. Brandon Graham makes that a productive trip down the court for the Dutchmen as they now pull to within 3. They can get a defensive stop here. They go tie this ball game up on the turnaround. Dixon goes right back to McBride. I'm going to bet we see a lot of him this half. MJ Ford goes up, and he's going to draw the foul. He'll get to the line for the point guard. I have to imagine probably a pretty good free throw shooter. See the Dutchman bench there. Looks like Jansen getting ready to check in. MJ Ford to the line here for 2. He does get the first one to fall. Sporting the number 3 there for Dixon Bulldogs, Mr. MJ Ford. He looks to match the Dutchman's last 2 made free throws by Brandon Graham. and retain that 5-point lead. And he does. He makes the second one. And it looks like we've got a timeout on the floor by the Dutchmen. I'm going to go ahead and give us that Legends Bank ad one more time. This will be the last time I play this one this evening.
Legends Bank is proud to be a part of this community. Legends Bank believes in supporting education and are proud supporters of your Dutchmen and Dutch girls. Your kids are our kids, and we're cheering them on through all of life's big changes. Legends Bank offers many financial tools, loans for a home, car, business, real estate, or agriculture, and offers services just like the National Bank, such as online banking through legendsbk.com, our mobile app, or in person, because we love to still see you at the bank. Legends Bank, your town, your bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, Garrett, can you hear me? At the end of the third quarter, play the ad. Ad. All right, we've got to get a shot here that we can see. All right, Noah Caldwell's got it up. He works it down. Find Chase Crosby, who gets the three off. Not going to get that one to go, though. Dutchmen trail by 5 here with 4 minutes to go, halfway through the third quarter. They went into this quarter with a 1-point lead, and now they have a 5-point deficit. So Dutchmen are going to have to make things up here and not let this get out of control. Oh, big block from Brothers Graham, Mr. Brandon Graham. That was a lot of fun to see. Good work down low, BG. Dixon works it in, working around the perimeter, all the way around the perimeter. MJ4 drives, good take, unable to get it to fall. Yoakum comes right back up with it, goes right back with it. And it looks like Leb might have hit his head on the floor, slow to get up there. He does get up. He says he's fine. Jansen, he's having a little conversation with the referee. I bet the referee was probably just trying to make sure that he was all good. Jansen answered the questions right, and we're about ready to go again. All right, Dutchman set up. Would really love to see some points this trip down the floor, but instead we're going to get a turnover as Dixon goes coast to coast with number 5, Mr. Drew Young, and they get another bucket to make this a 9-point lead. So this is the point of the night where the Dutchmen are really going to have to buckle down here and go on a little run of their own. Cannot let this thing get away from them. Jansen gets the 3 off, and he answers! Jansen Leb Sr. here at Owensville. Stay zoomed in on him there. Very good. Jansen brings that 3. And granted, if you want, when they make those shots, if you just want to peep over the computer, you can kind of see whenever I go off yours so you can zoom back out. I do really like that. That's something that you see a lot like on NBA games, stuff like that. When somebody gets a bucket, they zoom in on that person as they go back down the court. So pretty common shot. Dixon sets back up here. Yoakum, and he finishes. Yoakum has done a lot of great work for these Bulldogs in this game, down low, just as well as McBride. Dutchmen have got to answer here. BG is trapped. He's got to find somebody. Luckily, he finds Caldwell, who finds Gates. And he's got Jansen again, maybe a hot hand. Oh, just a little bit long. I'm going to say that's got to be, ooh, Dutchmen do not get a favorable call there. I thought that very well. I think they're reversing it now. So don't see that a whole lot. I'm going to be 100% honest. You don't see it a whole lot, but I do agree. Maybe it's just the homer in me. I don't know. Originally, the referee called it Dixon ball. I truly thought on my site that it was Dutchman ball, and the back official came in and changed it. Brady, oh my. Get it out to Jansen. Jansen, come on, keep that hot hand. Bang! Jansen Leb. I'm still on you, Granite. So we got a blocking foul here by the Dutchman. Jansen brings the Dutchman back to within 5. I mentioned it in the first half. I don't know that Jansen had any threes in the first half, but he is a bit of a sharpshooter for the Dutchmen. Dixon gets to the line here for 2, trying to extend it back to a 7-point lead. Unable to get the first one to go. Biggest lead they can have here after this shot would be a 6-point lead. So the Dutchmen inching a little closer. Hopefully we can see them close that gap even more as they do get that one to fall. Dixon by 6 with a minute and a half to go. The third quarter. That's swarming defense, man. They always got 2 guys on the ball, but somebody is always open. McBride hits it out of the hands of Graham. Dutchman will retain possession for the inbound here. It looks like Keegan Glauser, number 15, giving the inbound. Who's he going to find? Who's he going to find? Finds Chase Crosby. Trying to get that easy bucket, and Chase, not quite an easy bucket, but it is a bucket, and he gets it to fall. I'm sorry if I wasn't on it and you couldn't see it. Chase Crosby got it to fall, back to within 4 for the Dutchmen. This is the closest they've been since they went on that 8-0 run to start the third quarter. And the Dutchmen come up with a rebound. They can pull within 1 possession here if they can score on this one. Brady takes it himself, and he gets the blocking foul. He's going to go to the line. Dixon isn't happy with that one as they were really hoping to be able to draw the charge. If you could zoom in on Brady for me there, Granite. Brady's going to get to the line here. He's the one who took it. Man, that camera is so clear when you zoom in. My goodness. Brady to the line. So Granite, if you ever see a player make a play or there's a lot of emotion, if you zoom in on him, I'll always go to you as Brady cannot get the first one to fall. You know, I look back, and we've missed more than 4 free throws at this point, and you can't expect a team to shoot 100% from the charity stripe, but boy, if you do, it does change the landscape of the game. The Dutchmen hit their free throws. They're leading this game right now as opposed to down by 4. Now, that's easy to say because the Dixon has also missed free throws as well, but just goes to put an emphasis on how important those freebies are. Brady does get the second one to fall. So they do bring it to within a 1-possession game here as the Dutchmen trail by 3 with a minute left to go here in this third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been treated to a great game here tonight on a Thursday night at the Owensville High School Gymnasium. McBride's going to settle for a long 2 just beyond the free throw line. Dutchmen come down with it. Brady's trapped, but he breaks the trap right through the middle. Work it down to Keegan, who gets a 3 off, and oh man, I was ready to pull the trigger on that one. Does not get it to go as the Dutchmen have 24 seconds left. At this point, it's possible that the Bulldogs might just try to settle for the last shot here. We'll see what they try to do. It's looking like they're trying to settle for that last shot. They don't seem too ambitious to go get it anytime soon, and it is. It's down under 10 seconds now. They're going to pull for the last shot. Dutchmen are go into the fourth quarter at least down by 3, and hopefully that's it. McBride, oh my. A charge is called. Dixon coach is not happy about that call. I'm going to be honest. I mean, number 4, Kramer, might have a technical call here in a minute as we've got some people that are not real happy. But I think cooler heads have prevailed. I can sympathize with the as they're cleaning up some water here. Grant getting real in on that action there. But I can sympathize or empathize or understand the frustration with Dixon there as it looked like Kramer was driving to kick out to McBride. Dutchmen have got to get a shot off like now. And they get it off, and it's going to be off the mark. Dutchmen will go into the fourth quarter down just a possession. The possession arrow looks like it is going in favor of the Dutchmen, so I think the Dutchmen are going to get the ball here after the third quarter and going into the fourth quarter. Now, holy smokes, we've got a 3-point ball game, and that's got to be exactly what the viewers want to see as Emma Waymeyer is back handspring after back handspring. Emma Waymeyer, a very athletic junior here at Owensville High School, member of the cheerleading team. But what I was saying, absolutely what you want to see as a viewer tonight. The game is close, very entertaining. Always try to get a plug to say, you know, if you haven't been out to a game this year, try to make your way out. support. Yes, yes. All right, now the ad that you've seen, we made that ad to play here in the gymnasium. Like I said, Legends Bank has done a great job of supporting the high school in years, and this scoreboard was provided by both Legends Bank and the Booster Club.
I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to say there's going to be, I'm going to say Owensville's going to win,
Okay.
but just barely. So I'm going to say Dixon's probably going to be 45, Owensville's going to be 46. That's what I'm going on right
45 to 46. Okay, okay.
now. I feel it's going to be a very close game.
Hey, cut it. There we go.
But then again, I'm letting Owensville win because that's our home team. So
That's true. That's
I
true.
do have a little bit
well,
of bias.
I agree with you. I think if the Dutchmen win this game, it is going to be close, as Keegan is going to get called for. Or what is he getting called for?
Travel, maybe?
I thought maybe it was. I don't know what the call was. I don't know. I'm lost on that one. It kind of looked like it might have been a travel for a second, because I thought Keegan might have held the ball for a step or something like that, but I don't know what the call even was. As they find BG down low, and he gets it to go. Dutchman pulled in one. Brandon Graham, senior here at OHS. Brothers Graham out doing work tonight. All right, we got a ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. 1-point game, 7:30 to go. Tip your hat to this visiting Bulldog team, as they have come into an environment ready to play tonight. You don't get to 15-2 on the season without being able to play tough in games like this. As the ball is intercepted by Zayden Gates. Yes, it's going to be Dutchman ball. I am going to go ahead and take a replay of that one. Ball is intercepted by Zayden, and then it's going to go out of bounds off the bounce off a Dixon player. Chase Crosby goes and grabs it, throws it off a Dixon player, and out of bounds again to be Dutchman ball. That's exciting. Find Keegan in the corner. He takes it up himself, unable to get it. Go, BG's right there to get it and go back up with it. BG doing the heavy lifting here in the fourth quarter as the Dutchmen come out on a 4-0 run and take a 41-40 lead. The tables have turned. Basketball is a game of runs, and we've seen 8-0 runs from the Bulldogs as they get a big, long three off. It's going to be short. Uh-oh, we got Chase Crosby on a one-on-one here, and he gets it to go. Dutchmen now lead by 3. So the Bulldogs came out hot on an 8-0 run in the third quarter, and then the Dutchmen come out on a 6-0 run to start the fourth quarter. Dutchmen now lead by a 3-ball. The best Dixon could do on this possession is tie the thing up. So plenty of time left as Joachim does what Joachim has done all game long. He has had a presence down low. Between him and McBride for the Bulldogs, they've got a deadly combo there down low. I have to imagine, I believe, and if I say this wrong to anybody from Dixon in the chat, I believe that Dixon is Class 3. And their style of play has to really play in Class 3. Has to really play. Here's that Chase Crosby fast break on the missed 3-ball from Dixon, which gave the Dutchmen a 3-point lead before Dixon would go down and eventually get the Joachim 2-ball off the backboard to leave the score where it is now, 43-42. So we've got a good one here, ladies and gentlemen. 1 point. This is how excited we are up here. You see Jonathan? Oh my gosh, we've got some camera inception happening right now. What is going on? Camera inception. As Granite and Jonathan are having a little fun here at the basketball game. Timeout. Of course. Why would we not?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to do this anyways, it's got to be fun, right, gentlemen?
Yep.
Jonathan, you've been quiet. What do you think of the game so far? Jonathan, it is now. Wait.
He's muted.
Oh, now it is working, Jonathan.
Okay, yes, this has been an incredible game, I'll say.
Have you been to many games this year, Jonathan?
No, this is my first basketball game ever.
So, ever? Like ever?
Ever.
Oh my goodness. Maybe Jonathan Hilburn is the good luck charm, ladies and gentlemen, as we're not able to get that one to go, but BG comes down with it, and BG's going to get to the line. The brothers Graham here doing the heavy lifting for the Dutchmen, and BG hit 2 in a row earlier at the line. Seems to be a pretty steady free throw shooter as I go into Granite's cam. Oh my goodness, BG knocked these down for the people. Do it for the people, BG. These are the people's free throws, and he gets the first to go. For a big, and not saying that all bigs are not good free throw shooters, but I have to say that Brandon Graham is a pretty exceptional free throw shooter from what I've seen so far this season. He's able to get those to go. He gets both of them to go. Return that three-point lead to the Dutchmen. All right, the crowd really comes alive here. The crowd wants some breathing room. Dixon wants to crawl closer, either tie this thing up or pull within one. MJ Ford drives in, kicks it back out to John Kramer. Takes it back in, gives a floater, and he gets denied by Brandon Graham. BG working it on both ends of the floor here. Inbounded to McBride, who passes it over to Ford. Back to Drew Young. Now this is a fun basketball environment here at home, ladies and gentlemen. If you can hear the crowd through our microphones, they are loud. For the crowd of the size that we have, they're making a lot of noise. Ford gets the 3-ball off, and he's going to be a little bit long. Same teams come down with it. Brady's able to secure it. Brady works it down, gives a great pass to Keegan, who couldn't handle it right off the gate. Gets it to Zayden Gates. Clauser works it back to Gates. Trying to get a good shot here. That little fadeaway from Crosby gets it to go! Chase Crosby with a smooth jumper, as we've seen time and time again tonight, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. Dutchmen now have a 5-point lead with 4.5 to go. We've got a barn burner here, ladies and gentlemen. Dixon tries to slow it down here. McBride rely on the big man. He's unable to get that one to go. Dutchmen battle with Yoakum down low, and they're able to come up with a rebound. Any rebound against this Dixon Bulldog team is earned, not given, because McBride and Yoakum both work hard off the glass for these Bulldogs. Watson gets it into the big man, who turns it over for the Dutchman, and that's not what we want to see, as Crosby comes down and goes ahead and gives the shooting foul. A little frustration there, maybe. Got a competitive game. That's going to happen time to time. Frustration on, well, it is what it is. Looks like Eli Graham is getting ready to check back in Granite, as the free throw is good from number 5, Mr. Drew Young. The foul there by Crosby was pretty much, you're going to make that shot 100% of the time anyway, so we might as well send you to the line to go shoot those free throws. And so far, Drew Young has earned the first one, and he gets the second one to go. So, tally the foul for Crosby. I don't want to see him foul out. Tally the points for Drew Young, as Dixon pulls back within 3. They got the full court press, causing issues for the Dutchmen. Dutchmen are going to try to settle it down now as they do get it across. The stress, working it down low. They got the Keegan Glauser. Oh, and he kisses it off the backboard for a possession that looked relatively broken. The Dutchmen were able to secure it, and Keegan Glauser was able to go to the rack like he's done so many times in this game already to keep that 5-point lead. Yoakum with the ball at the perimeter. Over to McBride. Gives it back to Drew Young. McBride with the jumper. He's going to be a little bit long, and Watson comes down with the board. Watson works it up to Glauser. Glauser finds Eli down low. Eli tries to go up. Not good positioning on that one. Unable to get it to go, unable to draw the foul. Great discipline there from the Bulldogs as to not foul the big man underneath the basket. Eli just didn't quite have the right positioning to get that one to go, it didn't seem like. Seems like we've got a turnover down low here. Keegan's got the one-on-one. He goes up with it and kisses it off the glass, as Keegan has done so many times this evening. Keegan having himself a fantastic night here for the Dutchmen as they take a 7-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go in this one. And Dixon tries to answer with a 3-ball from Drew Young. He's in and out on a good, close attempt. Dutchmen have a 7-point lead now with 2 minutes left, so they'd be happy to run clock, but this Bulldog team does a great job of applying pressure. I don't think they're going to be able to just sit on the ball. Keegan's got an open 3-ball attempt. Can he bury him? And he does! 10-point lead for the Dutchmen as Keegan Glauser comes through with a big 3-ball to extend it to double digits for the Dutchmen in the late going. Dixon's going to draw the foul off of an Eli Graham foul under the basket, which is going to send them to the line for 2 free throws. Dutchmen up by 10. Man, that was, wow, clutch down the stretch from sophomore Keegan Glauser. Big 3-ball there to cap off that little run.
The Dutchmen have been scoring a bunch this last period.
Yes, they passed your 46 mark
a while ago.
Yes, as Drew Young unable to get the first one to go.
They're really locking in.
Yes, locking in. That's what we say in 2024. They're locked in right now. Be a timeout here as the Dutchmen now lead by 9 with 1:44 left to go in the game. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a run here. I just had somebody message me and say they don't have any sound at their house. Mark Schaefer Cutter. Can somebody help me in the chat? Are you hearing us right now? If we lost sound, my computer says we have it. Could possibly just be their user computer, or it could be an error on our end. I'll check here.
We're good.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's a end user issue. I don't think that's a us. So if somebody could pop in the chat and let us know. I'll send Mark a message back and say I believe it's working. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. As always, the Dutchmen hang on to win this one. We will try to do some post-game interviews. Marilyn Glauser, thank you very much. I have sound. We looked on our phones here, and it seemed like we were getting it. And in my program, I can see my my voice popping up on the sound meter. So I'm thinking it must be a – thank you, Coach Candrell. You are good. Yeah, I think it must be an end-user issue there. But I do – Adam Mins, thank you for tuning in loud and clear. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for getting back to us. I do like when people reach out. Let me know. Thanks, Logan Evans. Logan, we got an exciting game here tonight. Find Chase Crosby with that little jumper, unable to get that one to go this time. Comes up just short. Dutchmen still lead by 9. Going to be off, but they're going to gobble up their own rebound. Got a same team there. McBride can't get it to go. Dutchmen have got to get a rebound here. Ford gets a 3 off, unable to get it to go. Got some tough defense down there on Glauser underneath the basket. As he loses it, they're going to get an easy one here. Maybe. No, they're going to turn it over. No, they don't. They retain possession. Young gets a 3 off, and he gets it to go. Dixon now only trails by 6. That is not what the doctor ordered there. I'm sure Coach Van Leer doesn't like to see back-to-back rebounds for the Bulldogs before eventually nailing the 3 to bring them within 6. Dutchmen are going to have to get it under control here with a minute as they have possession. What is, looks like Piper Meyer is, looks like she's going to find the hallway here. So Piper is operating this camera. I do always find it interesting watching the POV walk down the hallways here at OHS. Coach Candrell, if you're tuned in, you're about to see, well, I guess the ceiling outside your office. You're not going to see your office right now. We'll go back to the gym with our other cams. Let's see what we got for our last highlight here. It might be the same one I played a minute ago. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, this is going to be that Keegan Glauser 3-pointer that extended the lead to 10 points for the Dutchmen. My goodness, he had it, and he drained it.
Best announcer in the 573 on the call. That's a fun
Thank you very much, Logan. I don't know. I think Coach Dave and I are tied on the announcing, but I appreciate it. Out in the 5-7-3, that's how we do it. All right, we got a 6-point game here. Dutchmen try to lock this thing down. Brady finds Chase Crosby, who's breaking back down the court. They're going to try to break this full court press, and they do. They get across. Thanks so much, Piper. You going to stay for the picture? 1 second here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the game here. Piper Meyer is heading out. She was running the camera for us, and Zayden Gates goes up. Clutch senior bucket. Takes the lead back to 8 as the Dixon Bulldogs only have 30 seconds left. Dutchmen come down with a rebound. They're trying to put a chef's kiss on this thing, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing some erratic basketball here to end this thing out. I got to tip my hat to this Bulldog team because they got a fight to the end. They got no die in them. They are going to see this thing out to the very end as we're seeing tough basketball all around.
I was only off by 10 points for Owensville.
That's right. You predicted 46, and I think that means, because when you said 46, granted, I believe I was thinking in my head that was going to be, they had to score 9 points to get to 46, and if they're at 56, that means that they've got 19 points in this quarter, which is a huge showing for high school basketball for a quarter. 19 points in a quarter is relatively impressive, I would say. We don't see that very often. Don't see many 80-ish point games in high school basketball, at least around here. But Dutchmen. Oh, can you turn that volume down? I was getting tripped out here, hearing multiple volumes. All right. Again, as soon as this one's over, if the Dutchmen do hang on to win, I will try to secure a few interviews with some Dutchman basketball players here. If you got somebody you want to hear from, throw their name in the chat. If you got somebody you want me to try to get for an interview, you throw their name in the chat. I'll see who I can get when I go down to the locker room. Inbound to Eli Graham. We're going to play the foul game here just a little bit. Seems a bit futile, up by 8. That's 3 possessions. And they still have a foul to give, so it's going to be not easy to make this happen for the Bulldogs. But like I said, they're going to see this thing out. You don't see the craziest things happen unless you give it a chance for it to happen. So that's exactly what the Bulldogs are going to try to do here. They're going to have to hit some threes. By some, they're probably going to have to hit 3 or 4. Send the good shooting Keegan Glauser to the line here. It's been great down the stretch for the Dutchmen. That one is not going to go. I'm going to be honest. I don't know that I could hit 3 3-pointers unguarded in 17 seconds on long inbounds. But they got a chance to do it here as Keegan misses both of them. Tick, 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 tick. They get the first one to go. That's a 3-pointer. It's going to make it 56-51 as the clock continues to tick. And they get the inbound. It's going to be a foul on Brady. Now we've got 56-51 with 3.1 left. Dixon, I believe, is out of timeouts per the board. So they weren't able to stop the clock after that made 3-pointer to try to force a turnover on the inbound. But they did go down and knock down a 3-pointer after the Dutchmen squandered 2 free throw attempts. Brady gets the first one to go here as the Dutchmen now lead by 6 again. And Brady is unable to get the next one to go. It's going to be the last heave here. Drew Young gets the 3 off, and it's not going to go. Get that over to that Dutchman bench, and let's see the celebration, ladies and gentlemen. We need assistant coach Louth for the interview. You know what? I might be able to make that happen. Maybe Louth can do the interview. I don't know. I'll see what I can do, Logan. Actually, Jonathan, I have one last request from you if you could help me out. I'm going to mute myself here for just a second.
leaving us now.
So, Granite, what did you think of this game?
It was enjoyable. I mean, I'm definitely much more of a fan of football because I'm typically the one down on the field almost getting ran over. But we don't worry about that.
Yeah, I've seen you down there a couple of times.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's Mr. T.
Mr. T coming back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have sent Dutch girl sharpshooter Cameron Novak down to the locker room. Wait outside the locker room, grab a couple people for an interview, send them up here. So first off, I want to get you guys here on camera. Jonathan, can you point that camera at me real quick? Zoom out real good all the way, because all three of us are going to get in here. I want to get a sign out from the people who have helped with the camera tonight. Perfect. Zoom all the way out there, Jonathan.
All the way, okay.
You can do the fast zoom if you want.
Okay.
There we go.
Boom.
All right, Grant, can you pop over here with me real quick? Might be getting Garrett up here in a second, too. Is Garrett on his way?
Yep, I flagged him over.
All right, perfect. So Garrett is on his way. Jonathan, get over here real quick. All right, so let's move this way. We got more room this way. Then we can get Garrett. More. It's always weird because we're going right, but we're going left on the screen. Garrett, come on. Oh, that's not Garrett. How's it going?
There he is.
There he is.
Here he comes.
Come here.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the crew that helped make this thing happen tonight. Down here on the end, we got Garrett Schlottet. Garrett was running the video board here in the gymnasium. Big thanks to Garrett. And then right next to Garrett, to my left, you're right on the screen, that is none other than Jonathan Hilburn. I give his sister crap all the time in the hallway because they're twins, but Jonathan is the real star. Is that right, Jonathan?
Exactly.
I've been preaching this for a while now.
Yeah, but I've been trying to tell her myself, but she isn't believing me.
I feel you. Also, for any of the viewers at home, I've been campaigning that Jonathan looks a whole lot like Eric Foreman. If you've ever seen that 70s show, he is the high school Eric Foreman. I've been campaigning it for a long time now.
You should have a picture up there to show the viewers.
I wish I did. It's a stark resemblance. And he even wears plaid a lot, which makes it even better. And then, not yet, Granite, not yet. I think he hasn't plugged in anyways. And then to my right, your left on the screen, is Mr. Granite Miles. He's helped out with countless broadcasts, our football broadcast, our basketball broadcast. Pretty much anything we're broadcasting, Granite is always willing to lend a helping hand. Let's scoot over just a little bit more. Let's get us a wave here. And here's the trick, guys. When we wave, we got to freeze a wave. So you got to just like smile and just keep waving because I'm going to find a spot where I can get a still frame out of this. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you to these gentlemen for joining us tonight. I'm going to try to pop a few interviews here real quick. Cameron, were you able to get anybody?
They're in the locker room, but I texted no.
Okay. Well, we'll get somebody here in a few minutes. Awesome, fun win here by the Dutchmen at home on a end of January 30th game. Need Will Louth for an interview. Charlie Whalen, you know what? I'm gonna try to make this happen. You guys have his cell phone numbers. Tell him that Mr. T needs him. Okay, I see Coach Van Leer popping back out. Let me see if I can get some. I'm gonna holler here real quick. Like, actually, Cameron Caldwell's down there trying. She just got Charlie Katzoff to go to the locker room to find a couple guys. So
get that picture of the person that Jonathan looks like.
Charlie. Let me see if I can find Eric Foreman shot.
You brought it up. Now I'm curious.
Oh, you've never seen this?
No.
Okay. We'll do.
For being someone who always has pictures on
your
your board, you've never had one on your board.
Dude.
Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it now.
All right, Jonathan, are you still up here?
Yep, I'm still right behind you.
Right here.
Okay, so as soon as the basketball players get up here, I'll have you guys toss the mics to them. But first, we have to do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Where's the image? Okay. Add Eric. Let's go add. Oh, these things take time. Here we go. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Jonathan.
Okay. Definitely. I definitely see it now.
Jonathan, can you purse your lips like that for me real quick, please?
How's he doing?
Try to make the Eric Foreman face. You can do it. Here you go. Got to look at the camera. Ladies and gentlemen, it's too perfect. This is Eric Foreman, Topher Grace, reincarnated here at Owensville.
Jonathan, you should let your hair grow out like
you
an
can't
extra
tell me
inch.
that that's not spot on. Here's what drove me crazy, Jonathan, and I think I told you this back when you were in my class, but you were in my class for like several months, and I kept looking at you, and I'm like, dude, I know him from somewhere. Where do I know him from? And then when it finally hit me, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and yeah, you're the Eric Foreman of the high school, man. But Eric Foreman's cool. That 70s show is cool. Coach Lay, great to hear you all. Great game. Okay.
Nope.
So we're going to pass the headphones along here. We've got some Dutchmen basketball players. Perfect. So you can leave that one. Can we have shoot. We're going to have to do two at a time. We'll have to do two at a time. You guys going to share one?
Yeah.
Okay. Just whenever Brady's talking, just take the mic and shoot it over towards him.
I got a question for you. Hold on. Does that look like this man?
Yo, 1,000%.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so first off, gentlemen, congratulations on a great game. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming out and helping tonight. Congratulations on a great game. Man, that was a thriller. That was right up in line with Fatima for me. What did you guys think?
I mean, it feels like it because it's our first home win in a while, but I think we played just like we did against Fatima too. I feel like we played as a team tonight, like all together. 100%. I feel like we all were I don't know. It just felt like we were all together tonight on the floor.
Absolutely. And I'll usually when I do these interviews, I try to work my way down. I'll start here with Keegan. Keegan, you had several stretches tonight, and I made tons of comments during the broadcast where I felt like you were able to just keep getting to the rim.
Oh.
You had one where you were able to break the full court press, and you just took it completely by yourself. Where does the confidence come to take it to the rim there and be able to finish it?
I think most of my confidence comes from my coaches because I actually lack in confidence. Coaches and my teammates usually give me the confidence to shoot more, tell me to do this more, and it builds up my confidence. So I'll give that to them.
And last one here for you. You hit a big three ball to really, I don't know what my call was on it, but I think I said he puts the nail in the coffin. When you hit the three ball that took it to a 10-point lead down the stretch, you were wide open. And you nailed it. What did it feel like after seeing that one go through?
That felt good because that was the second one I missed, and I heard the crowd going, so I was like, all right, that's good, it just felt good.
Absolutely. If you want to pass the headset to Brady, and I'll go to Chase while you're getting that on. Chase, there is a spot on the floor where you have a jumper that I feel like you're just nails from. The jump shot was working tonight, and you had a few where you were able to take it to the rim yourself. How much time do you spend working on the jump shot?
Wow, that's really all I shoot in practice sometimes.
Yeah? I don't know how to, say from the floor, but it looks like probably a 10-foot jumper, a little fadeaway.
Yeah.
That seemed like a shot you had going down 3-4 times tonight even.
Yeah, it comes from the teammates, giving me the ball, helping me, passing the ball around, everything.
Absolutely. And last question for you. You guys had some big three-pointers in the game, and I'm going to ask Brady about that as he had one in the first quarter here in just a second. But what is the emphasis? Is the emphasis when you're going down the court, is it to get a good shot? Is there more of an emphasis on threes or more of an emphasis on two? Is it purely just let's go get the best shot?
Yeah, best shot, find the open one.
Best shot. Well, you guys did that a lot tonight, and you guys did a good job. Now to Brady. You had a big three in the first quarter to get things going, but you also had I said this to you in Intro to Business class the other day. You had a pass that you absolutely threaded to Chase in our last home game, I believe against Washington. But I saw you have another pass this evening. It reminded me of it was the reverse spin toss. I'm glad that you did that because that's what I saw tonight. Where does the vision in the court vision for that come from?
I don't really know where it just kind of corner of my eye see them. I'm not really supposed to be making those passes, if I'm going to be honest. My coaches and teammates, they always tell me no because I could get some turnovers off them. So
okay.
Get that bowling.
But, yeah, they don't like that. They don't like that pass by me.
Yeah, well, from a viewer standpoint, it is fun to see. There's no doubt about that, especially when it works.
Yeah.
Next question I want to ask you, and this is about one of your teammates. First off, the brothers Graham down low, they were working hard tonight, and my goodness, Dixon had two pretty big guys, Yoakum and McBride, both. I think it was number 15 and number 11 that you guys had to match up with all across the board. But the one thing that I really want to focus on is free throws from Brandon Graham. Is Brandon always that good at shooting free throws?
I think he's the best on the. I think he has the best
average on the team.
Yeah, best free throw shooter on the team.
I'm not actually surprised by that. Usually it feels like your big man is probably not your best free throw shooter.
Yeah.
But Brandon Graham, he finds the bottom of the net on those free throws all the time. And I talked a lot about free throws during the game and how they can have such a big effect on the game. What is the philosophy that you guys have on free throw shooting, and what does Coach Van Leer try to push with you all?
I think they definitely can make or break the game. I mean, if that was a tight game, Keegan missed a few, I missed a few. I mean, that could have changed the game completely if it was tighter.
Absolutely, and 100% free throw shooting is certainly not realistic to even really aim for, but you do want to try to have a higher clip, especially when you get down to those tense moments in the game. That could, like you said, make or break a game.
Right.
All right, gentlemen, what's next? I don't know what's next on the schedule for you guys. Where are you at next?
Vienna.
Vienna here, I think.
Vienna here. So next week?
Monday.
Is that a makeup, or is that something that was on the schedule?
I think we were supposed to play him in the tournament, and then it got canceled. So it's like a makeup kind of, yeah.
Okay. Well, I know we had all of the home games spoken for, but I'm not sure on that one yet. If I'm here, I hope to see another great performance. Congratulations on a big one tonight, and keep the momentum going as we head towards district, boys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Good job, guys, and thanks for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, good one.
You guys can just leave them right there. All right, for the 30 people who stuck around for the interviews, those three guys, sophomores here at OHS, and when I say that the basketball team, I think, is in good hands for the years to come, those guys are guys that are going to, carry the torch. Obviously, we got some, big contributing seniors this year with Jansen Leb, Zayden Gates, Noah Caldwell, the brothers Graham. I believe I got everyone there, but if I forgot anybody, I apologize. This is a great year for the Dutchman basketball team. They've got the pieces, and if they come out and they have a good shooting night and they do the little things right, I think Coach Van Leer would tell you he would take these guys against anybody. So congrats to the Dutchman basketball team on getting the dub tonight. Thanks again to the Dixon Bulldogs. They've had a fantastic season coming. Like I said multiple times during the broadcast, come in at 15-2, and good luck to them the rest of the way out. They're going to be a tough beat down in Class 3. And I see Will Mintz, Logan Evans, and Charlie Whalen all asking for Will Louth. I see him down there. Before I sign off, should I give him a yell and see if I can get him up here? He might be too shy, if I'm being honest. He might say, I can't do it. But if you guys are still here and you pop in the chat, I'll holler at him. I'll see if I can get him up here. I'll give you, I think there's probably like a 30-second delay, so I'll give you 30 seconds. You guys can pop onto the OHS YouTube channel tomorrow to see the highlights from this game. We will have the highlights clipped out and posted to the YouTube channel. I'll try to get them posted to Facebook if I can. We'll see about that. But I can't guarantee. Fridays are usually pretty busy. And the thing is with the highlights, they're all saved onto this computer. So we'll do the best that we can. For the 29 people that are still viewing, again, I want to say thank you to Foxborough Plastic Products and Gerald for sponsoring this broadcast. We wouldn't have been able to broadcast it without them, and we definitely weren't able to do the quality of broadcast without the equipment that we have, which obviously it takes the fundraising to be able to do. So Foxborough, thank you again. And to the 29 people that are here, I'm wanting a Will Louth interview. Will Mintz, you know what? I just waved him down. He's on his way up. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Will Louth, will be joining us in just a moment. But I can't be grateful enough for all the, the support from the community with TV Studio. It's a lot of fun for me. I think the students have a lot of fun. We get a lot of student body involved. As you saw, we had somebody here who had never even been to a basketball game before. So getting more people involved, that's what it's all about. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Let me zoom in just a little bit here. Will, can you grab a headset real quick? Yeah. Will, the chat's popping off about Will Louth right now. We've got Logan Evans, Charlie Whalen, and Will Mintz. They're all pining for a Will Louth interview. Also, dude, I gotta give you props. The mustache is looking good.
I think I'm just getting older, and it's actually getting some color, if I'm being honest. But
oh, nice, yeah. Nice. Okay, Will. So first off, I haven't gotten to interview a coach yet this year, so this is actually a lot of fun.
Okay.
This is your first year assistant coaching, correct?
Yeah. I just wanted to come in and help the guys out. I like a lot of the senior guys and the younger guys. Hoping to try to get them some inspiration. You know, it seems like with Owensville, we've had certain guys that are feel really inspired, but then we want to get a team inspired. That's what it's going to take to go farther than just, your first round or your second round. So that's the thought.
Absolutely. And so, Will, remind me, you graduated in 2022?
Yep.
2023. 2023 graduate, coming back and helping the alma mater. Can't appreciate that anymore. So, with this particular team, just give me, what do you see high-level strengths of this team?
So I would say strengths. We're really good at scoring the ball. Of course, we go in certain increments. We'll have a good first and second quarter, but then the third quarter, we might come out a little weak. But overall, our scoring potential is through the roof. We got guys that can put it in the basket at all three levels. We got a full roster of that almost, or a full starting five of that almost.
Yeah.
So that's really good. But our biggest issue is the energy. Once we get, you've seen it tonight. It was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
The gym was going crazy, and that resulted in a lot of buckets going in that they should, but they're starting to fall more.
Give me 1 second here, Will. So, Granite, if you could bring my keys back to me, it's one of those. I think Logan is giving you some trash talk here about your mustache. Logan, you don't know what you're talking. Logan, I know you don't have a mustache.
Yeah, Logan's a hater.
Yeah, come on, Logan. Don't drink the haterade. Okay, one thing I talked about with the gentleman up here, the three sophomores, was the free throw shooting. And I was giving Brandon Graham some props. Man can hit some free throws.
Yeah. Yep.
And he hit some key ones down the stretch. I don't think he missed one tonight. And I feel like every game I go to, he's one of the more sure-handed free throw shooters. What is Coach Van Leer's philosophy on free throw shooting? Or is there, you don't talk about it because you don't want to stress it out, obviously practice and practice? Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't a basketball player. What's the free throw process?
I would say he doesn't really have a philosophy, just the fact that it should go in. That's a gimme. So you should be able to put it in the basket at the free throw line. There shouldn't be anyone on the team that struggles at that. There's going to be people that are better at it than others, but there shouldn't be anyone that struggles with it. And this year, honestly, we haven't shot terrible. We've had games where we shot bad, but as a whole, we're probably better than the past couple years at free throw shooting wise. But yeah, he did really well tonight with the free throw shooting, and it could have been a turning point in the game.
Oh, yeah.
We would have missed him. So we really appreciate him putting those in. But
All right, I got two more questions for you here before we get off. First one, this year's senior class. I know you mentioned that you think highly of the senior class. What do you think the senior class can do down the stretch here to end the season out?
I think the best thing they can all do is play their roles to the best of their abilities. We see Zayden or the big guys, BG and EG. We see energy. We need more energy out of them, but we've seen a lot tonight. That resulted in a win. So if they play their role, they box out, they go get those rebounds, they play good defense around the rim, that's going to result in wins. We're a smaller team. We're going to be a smaller team. So, just everybody playing their role. Noah does a really good job at taking care of the ball. He needs to continue to do that. We're going to need to rely on him when it comes to games like that where they're pressing us and they're playing really fast. So, everybody just to play their roles, and honestly, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't win districts if everybody plays their role and goes a part to the scout, plays a part of the scout. So,
absolutely. Last question here for you: the sophomore class. There's a lot of excitement with. They got a lot of numbers for one, but also they have some pretty high quality basketball players. It's not very often you see three sophomores get a starting nod pretty much for most of the season. Yeah. What can you say about this group of sophomores the Dutchmen have right now?
They need to put their head down and grind, because they're only going to get better if they keep grinding. It'll be beautiful, but we're going to lack size next year. All them guys, they're going to put on some weight. We're hoping at least 20 pounds each for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully muscle.
Yeah.
But
that would be the hope, yeah.
But, yeah, they just need to put their head down, grind, and Owensville has a bright future. So,
yeah. Absolutely. Well, Will, as an alumni that came back and was got to coach baseball even with you.
Yep.
I appreciate you coming back and giving back to the sports I know you cared so much about.
Yeah. Yep. I love the game. So.
Let's see what these goons said before you got here. What's his siege KD?
Hey, we're not discussing that. We don't want to talk about that.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us tonight. Will, they really, the viewers stuck around to see. There's still 29 people watching this. So
oh boy.
We carried pretty good viewership tonight. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. And we'll be back in action with TV Studio Broadcasting. I don't know what day we are next week, but we are broadcasting next week. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support. And everybody have a great night.
I figured they were going to ask about